Chapter 1500. In the middle of the crowd, a young man in white had appeared out of nowhere. He looked around and realized that many countries' underground forces had come this time. The American Blood Tribe, the British Holy Knights, the Far East Army, the Russian Pope's troops. These people were the most secretive and powerful forces in their respective countries. Even the locals probably didn't know of their existence, just like the Dragon Sect's position in Huaxia. Each team had around 10 people, and they were dressed differently. It was strange for them to be gathered in the forest. After Qin Feng scanned everyone, someone finally discovered that he had snuck in. "Who are you?" "Everyone, be careful. The enemy really sneaked in." "Brat, put your hands on your head and squat on the ground. Otherwise, we'll kill you." Everyone spoke in English. Qin Feng had bought a language skill book a long time ago, so English was nothing to him. Qin Feng's expression didn't change when he was surrounded by over 100 people. He said indifferently, "I'm someone sent by Huaxia to destroy the Mecha Organization's nest at Neil's Nest. Take me to the Mecha Organization's nest now. The sooner we destroy it, the sooner everyone can go home." Everyone was stunned, and they gradually relaxed their vigilance. However, when they saw that Huaxia had only sent Qin Feng alone, and that Qin Feng was young and arrogant, the crowd was instantly displeased. "What's wrong with Huaxia? You're the only one they sent? What's the use of a brat like you? I think Huaxia is purposely avoiding us." "Brat, we're going to attack the Mecha Organization this time. Do you know how powerful those mechas are? Hurry up and call your Huaxia higher-ups to send more experts over." Everyone complained. Not only did they look down on Qin Feng, but they also scolded Huaxia. Qin Feng originally didn't plan on finding this contact point. He didn't know where the Mecha Organization was. Otherwise, he would have destroyed those mechas by himself. "Are you questioning my strength?" Qin Feng's expression turned cold. However, the crowd did not take him seriously at all. An old man walked out from the Russian papal troops. "You heard it right. We are very doubtful of your strength, and at the same time, we are also very dissatisfied with Huaxia's attitude. This time, all the countries are working together to annihilate the Mecha Organization of Neil's Nest, and you, Huaxia, actually sent a little piece of trash like you hear. What's the meaning of this?" A middle-aged man riding a fine horse from England stepped forward as well. "Why should Pope San get angry at these ants? Since Huaxia isn't going to help out this time, we'll join forces to denounce Huaxia after we destroy the Mecha Organization. There's not much time left. Everyone, continue to study the strategy. Ignore that guy. Brat, hurry up and scram. We'll pretend that Huaxia never came to this joint mission." Everyone ostracized Qin Feng. Qin Feng said lazily, "You want to destroy the Mecha Organization with just you people? I think whoever goes will die." The crowd was about to return to their tents when they suddenly stopped. Pope Sha's expression was cold. As the leader of the Russian pontiffs, he was also the oldest in the group. Even the mysterious powers of other countries respected him. Who would have thought that a youth in his early 20s would say such arrogant things? "Brat, I think you're looking for trouble." Pope Sha roared and suddenly slapped his palm toward Qin Feng. No one knew what this person cultivated. A golden holy light shot out from his palm, bringing with it a berserk aura. It was comparable to Huaxia True Energy Stage 2. Rumble. There was a loud explosion. The earth-shattering commotion shocked the crowd. Many people had playful expressions on their faces. It was as if they could already see Qin Feng being smashed into pieces by this palm. However, their smiles suddenly froze on their faces. Qin Feng stood where he was, not giving way at all. With a light flick of his sleeve, the golden light in the air dissipated, and the berserk airflow quickly calmed down. The forest quieted down, as if nothing had happened. However, everyone was shocked. When they looked at Qin Feng again, their gazes were a little strange. Pope Sha was also shocked. Although he only used 70% of his power, he was surprised that Qin Feng could break it so easily. "You're the most powerful pope in Russia? That's all you've got?" Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back, looking indifferent. They were surrounded by mysterious forces from various countries. Pope Sha was so angry that his beard was crooked after being looked down upon by Qin Feng in public. He let out an enraged roar and launched another palm strike. "Brat, I was going easy on you just now. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Rumble. This palm strike caused an even louder sound. The golden light was like a sword gleam that was 10,000 feet long. Many people exclaimed and were forced to retreat by the powerful aura. The originally crowded battle circle now had an empty space of more than 10 meters. Only Qin Fen was left standing in it. Facing such a powerful attack, Qin Fen still didn't dodge. Seeing that the golden gleam was about to pierce through his body, he lightly slapped out with his palm. The seemingly soft and powerless attack instantly exploded the air in front of him. Rumble. The two forces collided in the air, creating a loud sound like a train colliding. The dazzling golden light instantly dissipated, and Pope Sha's attack also disappeared. However, Qin Fen's palm wind was still whistling in the air. Pope Sha's expression changed drastically. He couldn't dodge in time and was sent flying dozens of meters away. The sound of his landing was so loud that everyone's eyeballs and jaws dropped. Everyone looked at Qin Fen in disbelief. They even suspected that their eyes were playing tricks on them. Brat, how dare you disrespect Pope Sha? You're courting death. The dozen or so followers who came with Pope Sha all rushed forward. These people were much weaker than Pope Sha. Even though they had a huge advantage in numbers, they couldn't withstand Qin Fen's attack at all. Rumble. With that simple palm strike, more than 10 people were sent flying at the same time. The people who were in shock were even more shocked. They finally realized that the Chinese young man in front of them was a peerless expert. What a powerful brat. Let me, King Far East, fight you. However, in the crowd, a middle-aged man suddenly rushed out on a tall Fergana horse. As soon as the war horse arrived in front of Qin Fen, it raised its front hooves and kicked Qin Fen with a roar. This Fergana horse is rare, but its breed isn't pure enough. Qin Fen casually leaned his body to the side. The warhorse's attack missed and almost threw King Far East off the horse's back. Brat, what do you know? This is the purest Fergana horse. It's the king of horses selected from tens of thousands of warhorses. King Far East's face was full of anger, but Qin Fen curled his lips disapprovingly. With a thought, a fiery red horse seemed to step on the sky. Qin Fen jumped onto the horse's back and shouted at King Far East, "Since you're good at horsemanship, I'll compete with you." Everyone was shocked. The Far East army had always been famous for their horsemanship. No one on earth could beat them in horsemanship. Now, Qin Fen actually challenged them to a battle. Was he overestimating his abilities, or did he really have the ability? The king of the Far East was also stunned. He stared at the warhorse beneath Qin Fen with a burning gaze. The fiery red Fergana horse seemed to have intelligence, and its eyes were filled with the light of wisdom. It was much more outstanding than the Laihua he was riding. My goodness, you're the first person who dares to challenge me in horsemanship. Today, I'll show you the power of my Far East army. King Far East's interest was piqued. He wasn't afraid because of Qin Fen's strength. Instead, he felt excited. Inferno's speed was very fast, and it jumped several meters high. Without waiting for the warhorse to land, King Far East's spear quickly stabbed out, bringing with it the sound of wind breaking. The crowd exclaimed. This spear was incomparably fierce, as if it could pierce through a small hill. However, Qin Fen was not afraid at all as he rode on the fire dragon horse. His large hand stabbed into the air. That action was very strange, and the crowd couldn't understand it. However, in the next moment, a fiery red spear appeared in Qin Fen's originally empty hand. The spear light shot into the sky like an arrow, scaring King Far East into hurriedly raising the shield in his left hand to block. Bang, 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 bang. The spear light fell as if it had hit a rock wall. The shield in King Far East's hand was made of some unknown material, but it was incomparably hard. However, under the impact of the spear light, cracks quickly appeared on the shield. The cracks quickly spread, and finally, the shield exploded in King Far East's hand, sending him flying from the horse's back. Rumble. The explosion hadn't stopped, but the crowd was completely dumbfounded. Whether it was Pope Sha or King Far East, they were both the strongest underground kings who dominated a country. Unexpectedly, both of them were defeated by Qin Fen, and they couldn't even withstand a single move from the other party. Everyone's expressions changed drastically. They looked at Qin Fun again, and the contempt in their eyes disappeared, replaced by awe and shock. Seeing that their boss had been injured, the dozen or so people from the Far East Army had already surrounded Qin Fun. However, before they could make a move, King Far East forcefully suppressed the chaotic blood and qi in his body and shouted, "Don't act recklessly. You're no match for him." A few people ran over to help King Far East up. At this time, the members of the Russian church also got up from the ground. Everyone was still surrounding Qin Fun, but they had stood 2 meters away from Qin Fun before. Now, they were more than 10 meters away, not daring to approach. "General Qin? You're General Qin Fun?" A cry of surprise suddenly came from the silent crowd. A person standing in the American vampire team ran over. The speed of the vampire members was astonishing. Before everyone could react, the person was already standing respectfully in front of Qin Fun. However, his actions confused everyone. "Are you from the American vampire?" Qin Fun asked indifferently. The man in black clothes and red cloak, who looked like a blood-colored bat, quickly nodded. "General Qin, my name is Dirk. I'm Prince Dracula's subordinate." Qin Fun had met the vampire Prince Dracula when he was completing the William family's superpower experiment mission in the United States. Later on, the two of them became good brothers. "Is Dracula doing well now? When you go back this time, help me send my regards to him." Qin Fun nodded and said, "Friends who read books, you can search for Blue Book Bar and find this site immediately." Chapter 1501. "Yes, I'll pass on General Qin's message when I get back," Dirk said respectfully. This scene dumbfounded everyone. They were getting more and more curious about Qin Feng's identity. This person looked young, but he was very skilled. He even made the American bloodbreeds respect him so much. Who was this Chinese young man? Qin Feng chatted with Dirk for a bit and found out that Dracula was doing another urgent mission. Once things were settled, Dracula would rush over to Neil's nest immediately. Dirk realized everyone's suspicions about Qin Feng's identity, so he quickly introduced him to everyone. "Everyone, this is the Chinese young man at the peak of martial arts, young hero Qin. He once worked together with our Prince Dracula to complete a difficult mission. He's been given the rank of general by the U.S." Dirk tossed out deep sea bombs one after another, causing the crowd to exclaim in shock. "Oh my God, this is the famous young hero Qin. I'm sorry. If I knew young hero Qin's identity, I wouldn't have fought you. No wonder China only sent one person. Young hero Qin is enough." Qin Feng heard the discussions. The people who looked down on him not long ago were now sucking up to him. Even he didn't realize that his fame had spread beyond China and the world. Actually, this was all because of the battle on the island that made him famous. At that time, Qin Feng had single-handedly led the defeated Chinese warships and defeated the 6 ninjas of Japan. Later on, he had even destroyed the American fighter jets. From then on, he had become famous. Qin Feng was used to this kind of flattery. He said indifferently, "Let's talk business. Where's the Mecha organization's base?" Only then did everyone remember Neil's nest purpose. Dirk quickly said, "Young hero Qin, the Mecha organization's base hasn't been confirmed yet." Qin Feng was stunned. "Not confirmed? Then how do we fight?" "Young hero Qin, we just got here and are waiting for them to send out a message. Once they send out a signal, we'll be able to confirm their location within 10 minutes. Pope Sha came over with a fawning expression. No one would believe that he had been yelling at Qin Feng not long ago. After knowing the situation, Qin Feng was depressed. It turned out that these people didn't even know where the Mecha organization was. If he had known, he would have gone to find it himself. Everyone had already led Qin Feng to the command center's tent. There were many soldiers standing guard around the tent. These soldiers were all elite special forces from various countries. However, in this operation, they were completely backup forces, mainly responsible for patrolling. The space in the tent was limited, and only the leaders of the special forces of each country could enter. Even so, more than 10 people had gathered in the tent. There was a table in the middle of the empty space, and on it was a map of Neil's nest. It seemed like these people were discussing countermeasures before Qin Feng arrived. "Young hero Qin, How do you think we should attack the Mecha organization? Pope Sha approached him with a smile. Before Qin Feng came, he was everyone's commander. Qin Feng casually glanced at the map, then raised his head to look at the crowd. How do we fight? We'll just kill our way over and kill those guys. Everyone was speechless. Wasn't this kind of playstyle a little too low-end? The other party wasn't a normal organization. They had mechas with great destructive power. If they attacked recklessly, there would be heavy casualties. Young hero Qin, we were discussing using spies. First, we'll send people to infiltrate the base of the mecha organization and get the map and distribution of power. Then, we'll attack at night and try to destroy this mecha organization, Pope Sha said carefully. Qin Feng pouted. It was just a mecha organization. Was there a need to go through so much trouble? Your suggestion is a waste of time. If you want to do that, I won't stop you. Now, your focus is to find the exact location of the mecha organization as soon as possible so I can kill my way over and destroy them. Qin Feng's words were domineering. Everyone was speechless. Even though they knew Qin Feng's identity, no one had high hopes for his suggestion. That mecha organization had created at least 50 mecha operators, and each mecha operator's combat power was stronger than the most advanced American Air Force fighter jets. How could they just charge in like that? Wasn't that suicidal? General Qin, shouldn't you be thinking about the strategy? Dirk asked carefully. He also felt that something bad would happen if they did that. Qin Feng couldn't be bothered to explain. He waved his hand and said, "Just do as I say. Find out the location of the mecha organization's base as soon as possible." Since he was determined, no one dared to object. The experts of over 10 countries started to get busy. Soon, good news came. Young hero Qin, the mecha organization's base has been found. It's in a valley 20 kilometers northwest of us. Pope Sha ran into the tent excitedly. Qin Feng was suddenly energized. After waiting for so long, he could finally act. All right, you guys stay here. I'll go take a look. Qin Feng walked out of the tent. The leaders of the mysterious organizations from more than a dozen countries immediately followed him out. Pontiff Sha tried to persuade him. Young Master Qin, why don't we discuss our strategy again? We can't just go in recklessly. We all know that General Qin is powerful, but the other party is a group of mechas with great destructive power. Everyone tried to persuade Qin Feng. They didn't know how powerful Qin Feng was. Qin Feng said impatiently, "All right, I'm going alone, not asking you guys to come with me. If anyone says anything else, don't blame me for being impolite." Once he said this, everyone immediately shut up. Everyone had seen how powerful he was. There wasn't a single person present who wasn't afraid of him. However, what surprised Qin Feng was that these people all followed him and didn't want to leave. "What are you guys doing?" Qin Feng stopped walking. Everyone was embarrassed. Many of them stuttered and couldn't say anything. In the end, Dirk pulled Qin Feng to one side and said softly, "General Qin, to tell you the truth, the various countries didn't just come to destroy the mecha organization this time." Qin Feng was stunned. "What else is there?" According to the information obtained by the various countries, that mecha organization obtained a mecha blueprint. It's also because of that blueprint that they were able to mass-produce so many mechas. This time, the various countries have sent their top forces here. All want to get their hands on that mecha blueprint. If we have these super high-tech blueprints, then the country's technological and armed forces will be greatly enhanced in the future. Dirk didn't hide anything. He was sincerely reporting the situation to Qin Feng as his superior. After finding out the truth, Qin Feng laughed inwardly. Since he had come here, how could the map fall into the hands of another country? After understanding the situation, Qin Feng ignored those people. If they wanted to follow, then follow. After all, the result would be the same. An elite team of over 100 people set off in a grandiose manner. Half an hour later, they arrived at the peak of a mountain. Looking into the valley at the bottom of the mountain, he could see some scattered tents and patrolling groups of people. It looked like this was the base of that mech organization. Young hero Qin, why don't we let the vampires scout out the situation first? They're very fast. Even if they're discovered, they can still escape safely. After arriving at the location, the Sand Pontiff made another suggestion. Qin Feng didn't pay any attention to this person. After sweeping his gaze around, he leapt up and ran towards the foot of the mountain. Holy shit, where's young hero Qin? Pontiff Sha cried out in surprise. In the blink of an eye, he discovered that Qin Feng had disappeared. Everyone tensed up. At this moment, another exclamation came from the crowd. Oh my god, young hero Qin really killed his way over alone. Everyone immediately looked toward the foot of the mountain. They saw a white silhouette flashing by. In just half a minute, he had already reached the foot of the mountain and was about to reach the mech organization's base. Disciples of the church, follow me. Pontiff Sha was the first to come back to his senses. He immediately led his people into action. The mysterious forces from the other countries also tensed up. Their main purpose for coming here was to snatch the mech blueprint. Now that Qin Feng killed his way over alone, wouldn't the blueprint fall into his hands? In an instant, over 100 elites dove down and ran towards the foot of the mountain. The people who were patrolling at the foot of the mountain soon discovered the situation. The campsite was instantly in a mess. Oh no, the enemy is sneaking an attack. Holy shit, are all the teams from the other countries here? These big countries are really sly foxes. They said that they want to submit to our base, but they secretly sent people to attack us. Quick, go and inform the chief. The enemy is attacking. Just when Qin Feng arrived at the side of a tent, he saw the crowd suddenly in chaos. He looked back and realized that Pontiff Sha and the others had also rushed down. However, Qin Feng didn't care about this. He ran all the way. He was as fast as lightning. No one even noticed his existence. Soon, Qin Feng arrived at a building that looked like a factory. He suspected that this was where the mechs were manufactured. Who are you? Why is your skin so white? Oh no, this guy is an enemy. Quick, capture him. Just when he arrived at the factory entrance, a few black guards rushed over. Qin Feng casually slapped his palm. Before the dozen of people could aim with their hunting rifles, they were blown into pieces. Qin Feng swaggered into the factory. It was filled with large machines. The rumbling of the machines could be heard. Other than the patrolling guards, there were also many workers in uniforms walking around. Hey, where did you come from, kid? Why haven't I seen you before? Just when he walked to the center of the factory, a dozen patrolling guards surrounded him. Qin Feng continued walking with an indifferent expression. It was as if he didn't hear those people's shouts. One of the black men's expression darkened. He suddenly fired a shot towards the roof. Kid, I'm talking to you. Are you a worker here or not? The black man spoke in African language. Qin Feng didn't really understand. What are you blabbering about? If you don't want to die, get out now. Those who read books, you can search Blue Book Bar. You'll be able to find this site immediately. Chapter 1502. Qin Feng spoke in English. Many of the workers seemed to understand, and their expressions became tense. The dozen or so guards didn't understand, but they could see from Qin Feng's cold expression that this young guy seemed to be looking for trouble. Sawaka, Nanika Wakaka ha, Wudu Sayawakaka Lili. At this time, a local suddenly ran to the guard's side and started babbling. After hearing this, the guard's expression changed. He glared at Qin Feng angrily and shouted, Kwawala, Nanika Sikawa. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. Just as he was about to slap this idiot to death, he heard the local running over yell at him. Our guard leader asked who you are. How dare you come to our territory and behave atrociously? Put your hands on your head and squat on the ground, or else we'll shoot. This person actually knew English. Although his pronunciation was a bit awkward, Qin Feng understood what he meant. Realizing that the other party was threatening him, a cold smile flashed across Qin Feng's face. I came from Huaxia to destroy you. If you can tell me where the mecha blueprint is hidden, I can spare your lives. After hearing Qin Feng's words, the interpreter opened his mouth in shock. Clearly, he didn't expect Qin Feng to have the courage to say such arrogant words. The guard leader was a bit impatient and shouted at the interpreter, Hey, idiot, what is that guy saying? The interpreter quickly replied. He said he wants to steal our mecha blueprints. The dozen or so guards were stunned and looked at Qin Feng as if they were looking at an idiot. Mecha blueprints were the most important thing in their base. This thing would lead them to rapid development, and it was even possible for them to dominate the whole world. How could they hand over such an important thing? Is there something wrong with you, kid? You dare to steal our mecha blueprints by yourself? The guard leader's face was full of anger. He really couldn't understand what was going on. Could it be that Huaxia was a group of pigs? Whoosh! Qin Feng's patience ran out. He raised his hand, and a fire blade flew out. However, the fire blade was too fast and very quiet, so no one noticed its existence. In the next second, the cold-faced guard leader suddenly covered his neck, his eyes filled with fear. The other guards noticed something was wrong, and the scene became chaotic. Lego Jobu Macpona Cucadracula. One of the men didn't even have time to call out the leader's full name when he saw the leader lying in a pool of blood. He hurriedly dropped the name and shouted, "Big brother, what happened to you?" "Not good." Big brother's head fell off. For a moment, the noisy factory suddenly fell into a dead silence. The guard leader's head was separated from his body, and his eyes were wide open. Just looking at him was enough to scare people to death. Even the members of the South African Evil Organization, who were numb to killing, were stunned by this scene. They did not even understand the situation. They thought to themselves, Big brother was fine just now. Why did he suddenly die? It's you. This washout pig dares to kill our big brother and wants to steal the mecha blueprint. Everyone, kill him quickly. The crowd finally came to their senses. In an instant, more than 10 people raised their rifles and fired at Qin Feng. Bang, 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 bang. Gunshots rang out, scaring the group of staff into crouching in the corner. The translator also retreated a few meters away with his head in his hands. More than 10 men fired randomly. They fired at the spot where Qin Feng had been standing based on memory. Only when they ran out of bullets did they come back to their senses. Looking at the empty ground before them, they were so scared that cold sweat broke out on their backs. Where is he? Has he been turned into mincemeat? How is that possible? There's not even a drop of blood on the ground. That Huaxia pig ran away. More than 10 people fired at the same time, and a living person actually ran away. This kind of thing really subverted everyone's common sense. However, at this moment, a gust of wind suddenly blew, and the dust on the ground blocked everyone's vision. However, a white-clothed youth stood amidst the dust. He casually threw, and more than 10 bullets flew out from his hand. These were the bullets that the members of the mecha organization had shot just now. Bang, 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 bang. The muffled sound of bullets piercing through bodies rang out. After those bullets were thrown out from Qin Feng's hand, their speed and power were even more intense than those fired from rifles. More than a dozen men didn't even have time to scream before they fell in a row in a disorderly manner. As the dust settled, the workers hiding in the corner cried out in shock. They looked at Qin Feng in terror, wondering if this guy was a human or a ghost. "Don't come over." The translator survived, not because he dodged Qin Feng's bullets, but because Qin Feng spared his life. At this moment, the man no longer had his previous arrogance. His body trembled, and he didn't even have the strength to run. Around him were his dead companions, and the ground was covered in blood. It felt like hell. If you want to live, it's very simple. Immediately take me to find the mecha blueprints. Qin Feng's voice was cold. The translator had no other choice. He forced himself to crawl up. "Be big brother, follow me. I know where the blueprints are." Qin Feng followed the man all the way to the innermost area of the factory and finally stopped at a large door. In front of them was a row of cement and steel walls. In the middle were 2 large silver doors made of an unknown material. "Big brother, this is the research base that produces mechas. The blueprints are inside." "No, but my status is low, so I can't enter the research area. Also, this door needs a password to open." The translator looked at Qin Feng carefully. He was afraid that Qin Feng would suspect that he was lying and kill him with one palm. Qin Feng had already retreated 2 steps and casually struck out with his palm. Boom! Instantly, a loud noise shook the heavens. The man was so scared that he took to his heels and ran. Halfway through, he suddenly stopped. Looking at the special password door that suddenly collapsed, his eyeballs fell to the ground. When the two doors fell to the ground shook, and the situation in the laboratory could be seen at a glance. Dozens of researchers wearing uniforms were stunned. They looked at Qin Feng dumbfoundedly, not knowing what was going on. Fuck, what happened? Why did the door to the laboratory collapse? There were guards in the research area, and there were more of them than outside. In an instant, more than 50 armed men rushed out and surrounded Qin Feng. Seeing that his people had come, the translator, who had been scared out of his wits, became smug again. He hurriedly ran to the side of his companions and shouted to one of the leaders, "Bag, that guy is a bastard sent by China to steal our mecha blueprints. Quickly kill him." The faces of the dozens of guards darkened. The mecha blueprints were their treasures. No matter who came to steal them, they would kill them. At the same time, everyone was puzzled. They only saw Qin Feng alone. Was there something wrong with this guy's brain? He dared to steal the blueprints alone? As soon as they came back to their senses, more than 10 strong men rushed out. They didn't even plan to use their guns to kill Qin Feng. Instead, they pulled out sharp daggers from their waists and pounced on him. Qin Feng's expression didn't change. He lightly struck out a few times. Suddenly, there was a loud noise. The entire laboratory was suddenly swept up by strong winds and huge waves. There were even flames flickering in the wind and waves. Ow, ow, ow. Waves of screams rose and fell. The people who rushed out first had already fallen to the ground. Their bodies were burned black, and it felt like they had been struck by lightning. The remaining people were stunned. They didn't know what was going on. That guy's a bit strange. Everyone, quickly shoot him to death. Bag suddenly came to his senses. He didn't dare to get close to Qin Feng. He raised his gun and fired from more than 10 meters away. For a moment, gunshots rang out everywhere. The bullets flew in the air as if they were free. However, the place where Qin Feng had been standing was already empty. The bullets landed on the wall and the ground, making violent crashing sounds. It was the first time Bag and the others had seen Qin Feng's power. When the bullets finished shooting, they were completely dumbfounded. The translator was even more shocked. He had seen Qin Feng's miracle of dodging bullets earlier. He had thought that Qin Feng had survived because he was lucky. Now, the translator understood that Qin Feng had relied on his strength. "What's going on? Where is he?" Bag shouted, suppressing the panic in his heart. Just as he finished speaking, a white shadow landed in front of him. "Are you looking for me? What's the matter?" Qin Feng appeared unscathed. The crowd screamed in fear. It was as if they had seen a ghost. Bag's arrogance had long disappeared. His legs were secretly trembling. He stammered for a long time and couldn't even speak a complete sentence. Qin Feng casually swatted his head and sent it flying. Rumble. With a loud noise, Bag flew and landed on the ground. He didn't know where his head had gone. The remaining members of the organization were completely scared. Some threw away their guns and ran away. Some were so scared that their legs were weak and they didn't even have the strength to run away. "Do you have a problem with me?" Qin Feng didn't care about the people who were running away. His figure flashed and stood in front of the translator. He could only understand the words of the translator. The translator was so scared that he sat on the ground. He thought that Bag and the other 50 people were enough to kill Qin Feng. In just a minute, Bag and the other 10 people were killed, and the rest of the organization members were scared away. Big brother, don't kill me. I really surrender to you this time. I won't dare to betray you again." The translator's voice trembled violently. Qin Feng carried him into the lab like he was carrying a chicken. The guards in the lab all ran away. The staff were so scared by the gunfight that they fled in all directions. At this time, it was as chaotic as a vegetable market. Qin Feng didn't care about the staff who were running away. He grabbed the translator and walked into the lab. This experimental base was very large. The experimental area was filled with all kinds of advanced scientific and technological instruments. When Qin Feng walked to the inner area, he could already see the mold of a space capsule. There were similar mechas in the space capsule, but they hadn't been completely formed yet. "How many mechas have your base produced?" Qin Feng asked. The translator was now telling him everything he knew. "Big brother, our leader Turk has plans to build 100 mecha. Currently, 50 mecha are in normal use, and the other 50 are in production. Friends who read books, you can search for the blue book bar, and you will find this site as soon as possible. Chapter 1503. Sometimes, Qinfen felt that being too strong wasn't a good thing. Now, he wandered around the mecha organization's research base alone. Not even an enemy dared to stop him. He even had a translator to help him find the blueprints. Soon, the blueprints were found. The blueprints were recorded in a computer, and there were hundreds of them in one set. Master, these are the blueprints for the Black Dragon and White Phoenix mecha. After seeing the blueprints, Little Pig's voice suddenly came. Qinfen had always wondered where the mechas built by the mecha organization had come from, and now he finally understood. There was an 80% chance that Hua Xiao, the owner of the ultimate mecha system, left the blueprints and was discovered. This group of people built mechas according to the blueprints. However, Hua Xiao's Black Dragon mecha and White Phoenix mecha were very powerful. Even Qinfen, who was at stage 4 True Qi, found it difficult to deal with him. But now, the South African organization's mechas were greatly weakened. They could only reach the power of a stage 2 True Qi expert. Master, they probably lack the materials to build the mechas. You have to know that the Black Dragon and White Phoenix mechas are products of the Star Technology interface. They need some special rare minerals to build them. The other party used other materials. Although they managed to build the mechas, their strength is not as good as before. Little Pig's explanation made Qinfen completely understand. Qinfen had already started. He made a copy of the mecha blueprints and destroyed the original computer. This way, he was the only one who had the blueprints. After getting the blueprints, Qinfen didn't leave in a hurry. There were still 50 semi-finished mechas in the lab. Qinfen put them into the Jade Spirit Ring one by one. 5 minutes later, the lab seemed to have been ransacked. The translator was shocked. Be big, brother. Where are the semi-finished mechas? Qinfen glared at him coldly. Don't ask what you shouldn't ask. The translator immediately shut his mouth. He realized that Qinfen must have taken away the mechas. However, the translator was puzzled. Where did this guy hide those 50 mechas? When Qinfen finished his mission and swaggered out of the factory, he heard the sounds of intense fighting outside. Dirk and the others had already rushed to the base, but as soon as they arrived, they were engaged in a fierce battle with the people from the mecha organization. The sky was filled with bullets and artillery fire. Realization dawned on Qinfen. No wonder there was not a single enemy figure to be seen in the laboratory. It turned out that all the members of this mecha organization were out fighting with the mysterious forces of other countries. The battle was extremely intense. The members of the mecha organization each had a submachine gun in their hands, and they charged and fired without any regard for their lives. Even though they were members of the mysterious forces from various countries, some of them could not withstand such a ferocious attack. Many soldiers had already fallen on the plains, their blood staining the ground. Elites of the Blood Kindred, you are in charge of eliminating the gunmen. Pope Shah roared. Suddenly, more than 10 black shadows flickered in the crowd. The vampire was known for his speed and strength. As they ran at full speed, they were like bolts of lightning. Every time they ran, a loud sound would ring out. That was the sound of their enemies exploding with a single punch. The gunshots around them gradually stopped. In this fierce battle, both sides had lost many members. There were not many people left in the mecha organization. There were only about 50 people scattered around. Suddenly, someone in the crowd roared, "Everyone, get on the mechas and kill these bastards for me." The person who shouted was the leader of the base, Tucci. As soon as he finished speaking, the dozens of mechas behind him suddenly opened their cabins, and everyone found a mecha and jumped in. Everything happened so quickly that by the time Dirk and the others came to their senses, the 50 mechas were already ready. "You bastards, how dare you barge into my base? Do you really think I, Tucci, am useless? Attack, attack!" Tucci also jumped into a mecha. His voice was even louder in the mecha, and it was transmitted through a loudspeaker. Boom! As soon as Tucci's voice fell, his mecha raised both arms, and 2 homing missiles were fired, blasting 2 British paladins into pieces. The scene exploded. The members of the mysterious forces from various countries realized the danger. The mechas were more powerful than they had imagined, and there was no longer any possibility of continuing the battle. Following Tucci's shot, the group of subordinates went crazy. 50 mechas flew into the sky, and instantly, laser bullets rained down. Dozens of white smoke streaked across the sky, and the homing missiles fell to the ground like meteors. Rumble. The surroundings were filled with loud explosions. The planes were already full of holes from the explosions. These mechas could fly in the sky, and this made the members of the mysterious forces feel helpless. They couldn't fight in the sky at all. Pope Shah, let's retreat. The enemy's firepower is too strong. This kind of head-on strategy is just courting death. Let's go back and discuss our strategy again. Sooner or later, we will destroy this organization's base. Everyone shouted at Pope Shah. He was the leader of this operation. Pope Shah couldn't hold on any longer. Just as he was about to give the order to retreat, a ball of fire appeared in midair. There seemed to be a figure standing in the fire, and it defied logic to hang in midair. That strange scene made Pope Shah and the others forget to escape. Oh my God, what is that? Could it be that the holy leader has descended? I can't believe I'm seeing the holy leader in my life. Pope Shah was so excited that his old face was twitching. No, that's young hero Qin. Finally, someone recognized the fire in midair. It was Qin Feng standing inside. He was wearing the lava flying armor. This was the reward for completing the China Technology City mission. The lava flying armor seemed to be burning around Qin Feng. There was also a pair of flame wings on his back. The wings moved with the wind and supported him to float in midair. When they saw this domineering spirit armor, the group of mechas were all stunned. Who are you? Are you with those people? Tu Kusi's cold voice sounded. He didn't attack Qin Feng directly because he felt a trace of danger. Qin Feng said indifferently, I was sent by China to destroy your organization. How about it? Will you surrender, or will you be killed by me? Once he said this, the mechas and Dirk's group were stunned. Everyone looked at the flashing flames in midair in disbelief. They didn't understand where Qin Feng got his confidence from. Tu Kusi was stunned for a moment, and then he laughed out loud. Huh, you want me to surrender? Are you joking with me? I will let you know how powerful my white feather mecha is. Suddenly, a white shadow shot over. It was Tu Kusi who launched an attack. Qin Feng was suspended in midair without dodging. He could destroy the real white feather mecha with ease, let alone a replica made by Tu Kusi. Boom! A flame soared into the sky. Before Tu Kusi's figure could get close to Qin Feng, it suddenly exploded in the flames. The crowd suddenly exclaimed. Dirk and the others looked at the sky dumbfoundedly. That was a mecha with amazing defense. Who would have thought that it would be destroyed by Qin Feng in one move? The originally arrogant mechas suddenly quieted down. They couldn't even believe their eyes. But a moment later, someone suddenly shouted, That Chinese pig killed our leader, Tu Kusi. Everyone, fight him. More than 40 mechas rushed over like more than 40 fighter jets, surging forward. This battle formation was so powerful that Dirk and the others retreated dozens of meters away in fear. However, Qin Feng was still suspended in mid-air without dodging. When he saw the mechas surrounding him, the weather changed dramatically and a violent snowstorm blew. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The wind was cold, and it seemed like it was going to blow away everything. In the snowstorm, the speed of the mechas instantly slowed down. Their machine guns and turrets were even frozen, and they couldn't even fire bullets. Qin Feng stood in the snowstorm, surrounded by more than 40 mechas. He suddenly swung his saber, and a golden light shone out of the snowstorm, followed by Qin Feng's sigh. Sigh, I wanted to keep these mechas and bring them back to the country. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Boom! As soon as he finished speaking, a loud sound rang out. The mechas around him made a subtle, shattering sound, but the sound became more and more intense. The cracks on the mechas spread rapidly, and finally, They exploded into pieces at a speed visible to the naked eye. Rumble. Dozens of mechas bloomed like fireworks, igniting half the sky. Fragments of the mechas fell all over the ground, and many of them shot at the feet of Dirk and the others. Everyone looked up at the sky in unison, their eyes full of shock. The loud sound continued, and Qin Feng had already landed. He put away the lava-flying armor on his body and wore a white robe with long hair fluttering in the wind. His appearance was delicate, and his body was a little weak. No one would believe that he had single-handedly destroyed those 50 mecha with such destructive power. Is it over? After a long time, everyone finally came to their senses, but the shock in their eyes didn't fade. This young hero Qin is too powerful, right? No wonder he even destroyed the U.S. fighter jets. I always thought that was Huaxia exaggerating. With young hero Qin in Huaxia, which country would dare to offend Huaxia? He's too powerful. He single-handedly destroyed the entire mecha organization. He's too fucking powerful. The people who could stand here were all top mysterious powerhouses from all over the world. They represented the strength of their countries, martial arts. Now that they saw Qin Feng's skills, everyone started to feel that Huaxia's martial arts were beyond their reach. After Qin Feng destroyed the mecha organization, he left alone as if nothing happened. The crowd suddenly came to their senses, and they hurriedly followed him. Young hero Qin, where are you going? Pope Sha asked with a face full of smiles. Qin Feng stopped, looked at him, and said, "Do I have to report to you where I'm going?" Pope Sha's heart trembled. After witnessing Qin Feng's strength just now, he realized that talking to Qin Feng was a huge pressure. Those who want to read books, you can search Blue Book Bar, and you'll find this site as soon as possible. Chapter 1504. Young hero Qin, you must be joking. How would I dare to interfere in your business? Pope Sha quickly said. Qin Feng's expression turned cold. Then why are you still talking? With that, Qin Feng turned around and continued to leave. The group of people looked tormented, but they still followed him in the end. Qin Feng knew what these people were thinking. The main reason they came here wasn't to destroy the mecha organization, but to obtain the mecha blueprints. King Far East mustered up his courage and said, "Young hero Qin, why you were the first to enter the mecha organization? Did you find the mecha blueprints?" After asking this, everyone's hearts were in their throats. They were afraid that Qin Feng would be unhappy and kill them all. Of course I found the mecha blueprints. Otherwise, why would I leave? Qin Feng didn't hide anything. Everyone's eyes lit up. The mechas created by the mecha organization were very advanced. Even the United States, a technological powerhouse, couldn't create such perfect mechas. If this new technology was obtained by everyone, it meant that the country's future technology would be powerful. Young hero Qin, before we came here, we discussed that no matter who gets the mecha blueprints, we will make a copy for everyone else, Pope Sha said with a smile. Qin Feng looked at him suspiciously. Are you sure there's such an agreement? Pope Sha smiled guiltily. How could there be such an agreement? He just wanted to fool Qin Feng. Young hero Qin, how could I dare lie to you? If you don't believe me, ask everyone else. Pope Sha was also a scheming person. He threw the problem to everyone with one sentence. He planned to make everyone bear the price of lying. However, the other countries couldn't expose Pope Sha's lie because everyone wanted the blueprints. Cough, cough. Young hero Qin, Pope Sha is right. We have such an agreement, King Far East said with a red face. The leader of the British Paladins also expressed his stance. Yes, we have an agreement. The people from more than a dozen countries all expressed their stances and lied. However, Dirk didn't say anything, but he didn't expose the lie either. Qin Feng could tell what these people were thinking at a glance. He stopped and glanced at the hundreds of elites. His voice was indifferent. You don't have to act in front of me. I don't care if you had such an agreement or not. The blueprints are on me now. Whoever wants them can take them. I'm just afraid you won't be able to take them away. Qin Feng was fearless in the face of experts from more than 10 countries. He stood like a pine tree, his words loud and clear like a bell. Although everyone was very dissatisfied, no one dared to stand out and fight for that mecha blueprint. In the end, Qin Fin swaggered out of Neil's nest, and the members of the mysterious forces from various countries returned dejectedly. When the higher-ups of the various countries learned of the situation, their mood was incomparably heavy. Now that the blueprint of the Mecca had been obtained by China, China was going to soar in the future. In the base of Dragon Gate in China, the 12 upper peaks stood in a row, facing a white-robed youth. These 12 people had high statuses in China. There were no more than 5 people who dared to sit leisurely in front of them. Young hero Qin, you've worked hard this time. The representatives of the 12 upper peaks smiled. Qin Feng had just returned from Neil's nest and went straight to the Dragon's Gate. He didn't want to waste time talking to these 12 old men. If he had the time, he might as well go find Yan Wushuang. The mission was successfully completed, and the Mecha organization was destroyed. I've also destroyed the 50 mechas they created. Qin Feng spoke as if he was talking about something insignificant, but the 12 upper peaks almost fainted from fright. Young hero Qin, you're not joking, right? You destroyed the Mecha organization so quickly? Although they knew how powerful Qin Feng was, the 12 upper peaks couldn't accept it. Qin Feng took out a USB flash drive and threw it on the table. He continued, there are 2 blueprints of the Mecha in here. Take them if you want. The 12 upper peaks hadn't recovered from the previous shock, and they were shocked again. The representatives of the 12 upper peaks walked over immediately. They held the USB flash drive that contained the blueprint like it was a treasure in the world. Young hero Qin, you didn't disappoint us. You even got the blueprint of a Mecha. Oh yeah, did you make a copy of this blueprint in every country in the Alliance? No one else has it. I'm the only one who has it, Qin Feng said casually. The 12 upper peaks were stunned on the spot. Qin Feng had shocked them again and again. This group of old men was about to be shocked to death. After handing over the mission, Qin Feng left. The 12 upper peaks were stunned for a few minutes in the room before they came back to their senses. They looked at the USB flash drive that contained the blueprint as if they could already see the future of China. After leaving the Dragon's Gate, Qin Feng went straight to Yan Wushuang's private mansion. It was already late. Yan Wushuang was lying on the sofa in the living room, watching TV. Suddenly, a strong arm hugged her from behind, scaring her. Who are you? Let go of me. Yan Wushuang's voice was cold. Wushuang, it's me, Qin Feng. Qin Feng didn't tease her. He sat down next to her. Yan Wushuang, who was struggling with all her might, suddenly stopped. Her beautiful eyes were shining. She knew that Qin Feng was back, but she didn't see him these few days. Qin Feng, didn't you go to Neil's nest? Yan Wushuang laid in Qin Feng's arms obediently like a kitten. Qin Feng's gaze fell on her long and fair legs that were exposed under her black chiffon dress. His big hands are already touching them recklessly. I'm back. Yan Wushuang was shocked. She heard about the Mecha organization in Neil's nest from Lu Bingbing. She knew that this mission was dangerous. Yan Wushuang asked the 12 upper peaks to transfer to South Africa to fight with Qin Feng. She didn't expect Qin Feng to be back already. Didn't you say that the Mecha warriors are very powerful? Didn't your alliance defeat them? Yan Wushuang's expression became serious. She was obviously wrong. Qin Feng's big hands slid from her legs to her waist. He said with a smile, it's just a Mecha organization. There's no need for all the countries to work together. I can kill them all by myself. Now, the Mecha blueprint is in the hands of the 12 upper peaks. Only Huaxia has the Mecha blueprint. Qin Feng briefly explained the mission. Yan Wushuang felt like she was listening to a fairy tale. Her beautiful eyes were shining. Huaxia would advance by leaps and bounds in the future. It might even become the most powerful country in the world. While she was fantasizing about the future of Huaxia, Qin Feng's hands had already moved under her black chiffon dress. Yan Wushuang felt her chest tighten. She couldn't help but grumble. Ah, you're so annoying. Even though she said that, she still wrapped her arms around Qin Feng's neck and allowed him to explore her body. Yan Wushuang hadn't seen him for more than half a year. The loneliness she had buried in her heart burst out like a spring. Friends who want to read books, you can search for Blue Book Bar to find this site. Chapter 1505. The Neil's Nest incident made Qin Fan famous all over the world. China's reputation was re-established. This was the current Qin Fan. He was so powerful that even a country feared him. In the blink of an eye, Qin Fan had been back in China for more than 3 months. Many things happened during this time. Acropolis City and the 2 hero cities in the outer martial world developed even more. The Martial Artist Alliance was under Qin Fan's complete control. China used the mecha blueprints that Qin Fan brought back to build the first batch of 100 mechas. However, Qin Fan was more concerned about another matter. Hua Xiaojin had stayed in the secular world of Huaxia for 3 months, and her rigid mindset of the 3 obediences and 4 virtues had finally been changed. Qin Fan had successfully completed the task of changing her mindset. The mission rewarded him 100,000 hedonist points and a pair of pink aurora wings. Qin Fan had a total of 8,350,000 hedonist points. Now that Qin Fan stood at the top of the world, no one dared to offend his family and friends anymore. In these 3 months, he had accompanied the girls to live a stable and happy life. This was the life he had always strived for. However, Qin Fan did not indulge in it. He knew that this was not the end. He had not found his mother's whereabouts, and he had not figured out the system's secret. He needed to continue moving forward. For months after he returned to China, there was a commotion in the outer martial world. A shocking piece of news spread. A formation was found on the peak of Ice Lake Mountain of the inner hidden sections. It could transport people to the forbidden sections. Qin Fan rushed to Ice Lake Mountain as soon as he heard the news. Of course, he knew about the formation. It was the formation that led to China. However, if everyone knew about this, it would definitely cause a commotion among the people of China. A 1-kilometer radius around Ice Lake Mountain was cordoned off. It was evident that the Dragon sect had found out about this. They had sent people to cordon off the scene to prevent anyone from entering. "Brother, there's a murder here. The police are investigating the scene. Unauthorized personnel are not allowed in." Qin Fan was stopped by 2 police officers. The murder was just an excuse to prevent the news of the formation from spreading and causing chaos in China. How was the formation at Ice Lake Mountain discovered? When exactly did it happen? Qin Fan asked as if he did not hear what the police officer said. The 2 police officers were stunned. They did not expect the young man to know the secret. All the more reason for them not to let Qin Fan in. This was an order issued by the higher-ups of China's Dragon sect. No one other than the Dragon sect was allowed to enter the vicinity of Ice Lake Mountain. "I'm sorry, but you'd better leave immediately. Otherwise, we have the right to arrest you." One of the policemen's expression turned cold. Qin Fan did not care about this person's attitude. He took out his phone and made a call to the representative of the 12 Peaks. He wanted to find this person and ask him about the situation. After the call, the police officer's face turned even colder. "Humph, I advise you to leave quickly if you know what's good for you. The Dragon sect has ordered for this place to be locked down. It's useless to call anyone." Qin Fan smiled and said nothing. The 2 police officers watched his every move like tigers watching their prey. Less than 5 minutes later, 12 old men rushed out of Ice Lake Mountain. Lord Superior?" The 2 policemen were dumbfounded when they saw the newcomer. Their voices trembled as they spoke. The 12 upper peaks completely ignored the 2 of them and respectfully walked to Qin Fan's side. "Young hero Qin, why are you here?" said the representative of the 12 Peaks. "I heard that a teleportation array appeared in Ice Lake Mountain. What's going on?" Qin Fan went straight to the point. The 12 upper peaks wanted to say something, but hesitated. Qin Fan understood what they meant and followed the 12 of them to a place where there was no one else. The 2 policemen were dumbfounded. They suddenly realized Qin Fan's identity. Thinking of this, the 2 of them felt a lingering fear. They thought to themselves, "How could I still be alive after offending young hero Qin?" Qin Fan and the others arrived at the base of Ice Lake Mountain. There were no more disciples in the sect. They were all settled in Hero City in the outer martial arts world. At that moment, the representative of the 12 Peaks said slowly, "Young hero Qin, 3 days ago, a group of backpackers came to Ice Lake Mountain to explore. They accidentally found the teleportation array and teleported the 8 of them away. This attracted a lot of attention from the media. It was a hot topic a few days ago and caused panic among the Chinese people. Later on, the dragon sect appeared and locked down Ice Lake Mountain. Only then did the rumors gradually die down. The 12 of us saw the teleportation array, but we couldn't tell what it was. Young hero Qin, didn't you go to the Despair sect? We were planning to invite you over to take a look. After Qin Feng understood what had happened, he had many doubts. The teleportation array leading to China was indeed on Ice Lake Mountain. However, the teleportation array only loosened once every 20 years. Normally, no one would find the teleportation array. However, not only did the 8 backpackers find the teleportation array, but they were also teleported away. This was truly unimaginable. Only the 8 backpackers were teleported away? Qin Feng asked. The representative of the 12 peaks looked bitter. If only that was the case. Because this matter was hyped up by the media a few days ago, many curious people came here to take the risk. It's impossible to count how many people have been teleported. Moreover, many of them are martial artists. They know that the teleportation array might lead to a more powerful place, so they jumped in regardless of their lives. Qin Feng realized that the situation was more serious than he had imagined. Putting aside the fact that the teleportation array leading to China had suddenly opened, many ordinary people and low-level martial artists had been teleported to China. They were like ants in China, so the odds were against them. After understanding the situation, Qin Feng rushed to the area where the teleportation array had appeared. The teleportation array leading to China did not have a fixed location. Instead, it changed between the 4 peaks of Ice Lake Mountain. Qin Feng and the 12 peaks stood on the north peak for more than half an hour. Suddenly, a weak light appeared. It was not the first time the 12 peaks had seen this teleportation array, but they were still shocked. I'll go to China to take a look. You guys guard Ice Lake Mountain. Don't let anyone teleport through the teleportation array anymore. Qin Feng's voice was still echoing in the valley, but he had already disappeared in the weak white light. This was not the first time he had entered the teleportation array. However, he realized that the teleportation array had changed. The violent airwaves became very weak. Even ordinary people could withstand the impact. Qin Feng felt more at ease. It seemed that the ordinary people who had teleported to China through the teleportation array had not died in the teleportation array. However, it was hard to say what would happen to them after they reached China. Haha, boss, more people are here. As soon as Qin Feng landed in China, he heard an evil laugh. He took a brief look at the terrain. He was now in the bamboo forest on the outskirts of Heyu village. It was the same place where he had first teleported. There were more than 10 strong men around him. Each of them carried a broadsword and were glaring at Qin Feng. 2 of the brawny men had fierce expressions on their faces as they shouted at Qin Feng. Brat, this is China. How dare you outsiders come in? You must be tired of living. Hurry up and hand over all your valuables. If we're in a good mood, we might spare your life. Qin Feng's expression was indifferent. He did not care about their threats at all. He asked, how long have you been here? Where did the people who came in before go? The 2 burly men who had asked the question suddenly froze. They had been here for 3 days and 3 nights. All the people they had met from the outside world had been humble. This was the first time they had met someone as arrogant as Qin Feng. Brat, I'm talking to you. Since when was it your turn to speak? Why does this guy look so familiar? Where have I seen him before? Someone mumbled. The others began to recall. They felt that they had seen Qin Feng before. Your sect leader Qin? Someone suddenly exclaimed. As soon as this was said, the rest of the people immediately held their breaths. They felt that the air had frozen in an instant. I've only left this place for 4 months. How dare you run amok here? Qin Feng's expression was cold. The dozen strong men confirmed Qin Feng's identity and immediately knelt on the ground. This was the sect leader of spiritual immortal sect, Qin Feng. 4 months ago, he had destroyed all the powerful beings in China with his own strength. He was a godlike figure. Sect leader Qin, please don't be angry. We know our mistakes. Everyone began to kowtow. They did not care even if their heads were broken. Qin Feng was too lazy to kill these ants. He asked, where did the people from the outside world go? Why did the formation leading to China suddenly loosen? The leader of the crowd mustered up his courage and said, Sect leader Qin, we were blinded by wealth for a moment, so we decided to rob here. But we definitely did not kill anyone. Those who came from the outside world left on their own. We don't know where they are now. As for why the formation suddenly loosened, we don't understand either. And it's not just the formation leading to China that has loosened. It's said that the formation leading to a mysterious plane has also loosened. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. The formation leading to China to a mysterious plane? Wasn't that a mortal island? If I see you robbing again, I will kill you. Qin Feng's voice echoed in the surroundings. The strong men were so frightened that they began to kowtow again. However, after a while, they realized that Qin Feng had already disappeared. Qin Feng was rushing towards spiritual immortal sect. Now that the two formations had loosened, it was truly unimaginable. Qin Feng had a bad feeling that something big was about to happen. The changes in China today were huge, and all of this was caused by Qin Feng. Back then, only Thousand Shadows sect was left of the 5 venerables of China. Those old monsters at the peak of Qi Stage 9 had all fallen. Now, there were not many experts at Qi Stage 9. It was a day and a night's journey from the bamboo forest of River Jade Village to spiritual immortal sect. Qin Feng could enter Immortal Island through the system, and then teleport to spiritual immortal sect through the formation of Immortal Island. However, he soon discovered a serious problem. The two formations leading to Immortal Island were both closed. Friends who read books, you can search for Blue Book Bar and find this site immediately. Chapter 1506. Ever since the system opened up the Immortal Island, there were 3 free teleportation formations. One of them was on Qin Feng, so he could teleport at any time. The other one was set up in the base of Celestial Souls sect. As for the third formation, he hadn't used it yet. But now that the 2 formations were sealed, he couldn't teleport to Immortal Island. This made Qin Feng feel that something was wrong. Little pig, what's going on? Qin Feng asked as he rushed to Celestial Souls sect on the Whirlwind Golden Wheel. Little Pig's expression was solemn. Master, the plane leading to Immortal Island has been sealed. I'm afraid someone sensed the 2 formations Master has. Qin Feng didn't quite understand. There's someone who can seal the formations created by the Hedonist sovereign system? Who are they? Little Pig said, we can't confirm their identity. However, this large-scale sealing formation might not be targeted at the Master. According to the system's inspection, not only have Master's formations been sealed, but over 100 secret formations leading to Immortal Island have also been sealed. Qin Feng was shocked. Sealing over 100 secret formations at once was a huge feat. How could an ordinary person do it? Doesn't that mean I can't go to Immortal Island? Qin Feng was a bit depressed. The situation is complicated. The system can't give a definite answer right now. Master, you should go to Celestial Souls sect and ask about the situation before making a decision. Qin Feng sped up and flew towards Celestial Souls sect. He could already feel a strong sense of danger. Since the other party could seal the formations set up by the system, it was clear that they were extremely powerful. After rushing for an entire night, Qin Feng arrived at Celestial Souls sect the next morning. Celestial Souls sect was now the #1 sect in China. Almost all the sect disciples that Qin Feng destroyed had joined Celestial Souls sect. The sect was full of youthful energy. Many disciples came and went, but their expressions were somewhat solemn. Where is sect leader Qingshan? Qin Feng stopped 2 disciples and asked. The 2 seemed to have urgent matters to attend to. One of them said impatiently, do you think you can see sect leader Qingshan just because you want to? Don't block the way, move aside. As soon as the man finished speaking, his companion's expression changed drastically. His mouth opened and closed for a long time, but not a single word came out. The disciple who shouted at Qin Feng sensed something was amiss. He raised his head to take a closer look at Qin Feng. He was so frightened that he fell to his knees. Sect Master Qin. This lowly one didn't recognize Sect Master Qin earlier. Please forgive me, Sect Master. When the other disciple came back to his senses, he also knelt to the ground. Qin Feng had suddenly left for more than 4 months, and the two of them didn't expect him to suddenly return. Qin Feng did not mind. He said, "Cut the crap. Bring me to the pure dust sect leader." One of the disciples said in a trembling voice, "Sect leader Qin, something big has happened in the divine prefecture recently. Sect leader Qin Shun and sect leader Qiao are not in the sect anymore." Qin Feng became worried. What happened? The two disciples were still kneeling on the ground and didn't dare to get up. One of them said, "Recently, a hidden formation appeared in Fire Beacon City. Rumor has it that it is a formation that leads to a mysterious plane. Sect Master Qing Chun and Sect Master Qiao brought some people to investigate the situation 3 days ago, but they still haven't returned." Qin Feng frowned. He was worried that Qing Chun and the others might have been teleported away by the formation. If they were really teleported to the Immortal Island plane, with Qing Chun and the other strength, they would only be cannon fodder. Originally, Qin Feng came to Immortal Spirits sect to find Qing Chun to ask about the situation. Now that he was here, he immediately rushed to Fire Beacon City. After another day and night of nonstop riding, Qin Feng arrived at Fire Beacon City. He discovered that Fire Beacon City was overcrowded. Almost all the martial artists of the Divine Prefecture had rushed over. "You guys are also here because of the formation? I heard that the formation can teleport to a mysterious plane. Many sect leaders have been attracted over. Let me tell you a secret. That mysterious plane is the legendary Immortal Venerable Plane. If we can teleport there, breaking through to the Immortal Qi realm is just a matter of time." The people on the street were whispering and discussing. Along the way, Qin Feng had roughly understood the situation here. He randomly pulled someone over and asked, "Where's the formation that leads to the mysterious plane? Quickly bring me there." The man he pulled revealed an unhappy expression and shouted coldly, "Humph. Who are you, brat? Do you think that anyone can go to that formation? Don't even think about it if you haven't reached stage 8 True Qi Realm. That place has already been sealed by experts. Low-level martial artists going there are just courting death. No wonder the streets of Fire Beacon City were overcrowded. Those gathered here were all martial artists below stage 8 True Qi Realm. They heard about the formation and rushed here, but they had no way of going to the teleportation formation." Without Qin Feng saying anything, someone in the crowd had already recognized him. You are sect leader Qin?" With these words, the originally noisy street suddenly quieted down. The atmosphere was so cold that it was about to freeze. Everyone looked at Qin Feng. Their eyes and jaws dropped to the ground. Qin Feng had disappeared from the Divine Prefecture for more than 4 months. No one expected him to suddenly appear on the streets of Fire Beacon City. "Sect leader Qin, I am Su Rue, a disciple of Immortal Spirits sect. Are you looking for the formation? This little brother can bring you there." Very quickly, someone ran out from the crowd. This person was previously a disciple of the Empyrean Terminus sect. After the Empyrean Terminus sect was destroyed, he joined Immortal Spirits sect. Sure was only at stage 5 True Qi Realm. He didn't have the qualifications to spy on the formation. But now, with Qin Feng's support, he could bask in the light and go take a look. Many people in the crowd secretly sighed. They also wanted to flatter Qin Feng and go to the formation. Unfortunately, they were half a beat slower than Su Rue. Under the awe-inspiring gazes of the crowd, Qin Feng and Su Rue went to the formation. It turned out that the mysterious formation appeared at the northern outskirts of Fire Beacon City. This place was originally a mission receiving point for the Fire Beacon Hall, but after the formation appeared, this place no longer gave out missions. It was sealed off by the people of the Fire Beacon Hall, not allowing anyone to easily enter. "Hey, you two, stop right there. This place has already been sealed off. Unauthorized people are not allowed to enter." Just as the two arrived outside of Fire Beacon Hall's office, they were stopped by 8 disciples. These 8 people were all at stage 6 True Qi Realm. Every day, they would encounter hundreds of martial artists who came to spy on the formation. At this time, their attitude towards Qin Feng and Su Rue was extremely impatient. Surrey was merely at stage 5 true Chi realm. When he saw these 8 people, he should have turned around and left. But now that he had Qin Feng's support, he pointed at the leader and reprimanded him. "You're blind, you dog. This is Sect Master Qin of Spiritual Immortal Sect. You dare to block Sect Master Qin outside?" Qin Feng's name was very useful in the Divine Continent. The expressions of the 8 people greatly changed. After carefully looking at Qin Feng, they confirmed that he really was Sect Master Qin, who was at the peak of the Divine Continent's martial Dao. It's actually Sect Master Qin. This little brother didn't see clearly before. "Sect Master Qin, please come in." The guard leader's expression changed faster than flipping a book. Qin Feng didn't pay him any attention and already swaggered inside. This Fire Beacon Hall's office was already filled with people. They were all at the top of the Divine Continent. Everyone saw that someone had come to the formation and looked over. The moment they saw Qin Feng, the entire hall was in an uproar. "Damn, am I seeing things? Is that Sect Master Qin?" It really is Sect Master Qin. It seems like the rumors are true. This formation does indeed lead to the immortal venerable plane. Otherwise, why would Sect Master Qin come? If only Sect Master Qin could lead everyone into the teleportation formation. As the peak of the Divine Continent, Qin Feng's every move was watched. He ignored the crowd's discussion and followed a staff member of the Fire Beacon Hall to the back of the base. This was an open plane that was previously used to teleport everyone to the location of the mission. No one expected that the mysterious formation would appear in this area. There were also some people standing on the open ground. Qin Feng casually glanced around and saw that they were the sect masters of the various major sects in the Divine Continent. No one expected that there would still be people coming to this formation because the sect masters and powerful venerables who should have come over the past few days had already arrived. However, when they recognized Qin Feng's appearance, they all rushed over anxiously. "Sect Master Qin, you're back." Sect Master Qin. A teleportation formation suddenly appeared here. "All of us can't understand it. Please help us take a look, Sect Master Qin." These people were all sect masters or powerful venerables in the Divine Continent. But in front of Qin Feng, they were like subordinates. Qin Feng strode to the side of the formation. There was a white light flickering in the void, appearing and disappearing from time to time. It was very magical. "When did this formation appear?" Qin Feng immediately asked. Everyone rushed to answer his question. "Sect Master Qin, this formation appeared 3 days ago. It was first discovered by Deacon Ivan of the Fire Beacon Hall." Ivan was standing in the crowd at this moment, but he did not even have the courage to speak to Qin Feng. A few months ago, Ivan still regarded Qin Feng as a tool to earn cultivation resources. He never thought that this person would become the peak of martial arts in the Divine Continent overnight. Qin Feng looked at Ivan. "Deacon Ivan, how many people have entered the formation in the past 3 days?" Ivan did not dare to put on any of the airs of a deacon. He ran over and said, "Sect Master Qin, when this formation first appeared, we did not pay much attention. At that time, this place was not sealed. Many disciples who came to do missions were teleported in without knowing it. After that, some powerful venerables and sect masters took the initiative to enter the formation. That's right, Sect Master Qin, Sect Master Qinshin, and Sect Master Qiao also entered the formation on their own." Qin Feng was a little anxious. He was afraid that Qin Shun and the Qiao family would be teleported out by the formation. He did not expect it to happen. For a moment, everyone gathered around and waited for Qin Feng's decision. However, Qin Feng was hesitating whether to enter the formation to investigate. He was afraid that this formation really teleported him to the Immortal Island. If that was the case, he would not be able to come out after entering. There were many immortal venerables on the Immortal Island. If he entered rashly, he would only have a slim chance of survival. Master Hua Xiaojin and the other female masters are on the Immortal Island. At that moment, Little Pig's voice suddenly sounded. Friends who read books, you can search for Blue Book Bar and find this site immediately. Chapter 1507. Qin Fen was shocked. Why were Hua Xiaojin and the others on a mortal island? Little Pig continued. Master, 3 days ago, the formation connecting the mortal world to the divine land loosened. Hua Xiaojin and the others probably went to the divine land and then went to Immortal Island through Immortal Sex formation. Qin Fen frowned. He had been with other women these days and didn't notice Hua Xiaojin and the others. He hurriedly used the Hero Alliance's communication function to contact Hua Xiaojin and the others. However, the function didn't respond. Little Pig, do you know which women are on Immortal Island? Qin Fen asked hurriedly. According to the system, Hua Xiaojin, Su Ruoro, Zhao Lingxian, Lin Bei, and Han Ying went to Immortal Island, Little Pig said. Qin Fen quickly understood. Previously, Han Ying and Lin Bei expressed their desire to go to the Divine Land. Qin Fen even planned to bring all the women to the Divine Land as a vacation. Unexpectedly, Lin Bei and the others went to the Divine Land on their own and went to Immortal Island through Immortal Sex teleportation formation. This was normal, but now that the formation on Immortal Island was sealed, Han Ying and the others couldn't come out. Just as Qin Fen was feeling anxious, he heard a series of startled cries. Why is the light of the formation weakening? This formation isn't going to disappear, is it? Are we going in or not? Sect Leader Qin, hurry and see what's going on. Qin Fen came back to his senses. The white light of the formation was dimming at a speed visible to the naked eye. Little Pig said anxiously, Master, the formation is going to be sealed. I don't know when it will open after it's sealed. Qin Fen didn't dare to hesitate anymore and jumped into the formation. At the same time, his voice echoed in the empty space. I'll go in and take a look. You guys guard the Divine Land. While everyone was still in a daze, the white light from the formation flashed and disappeared. There was nothing in the void in front of him, as if the formation had never appeared in the first place. Oh no, the formation is gone. Sigh. If I had known, I would have followed Sect Leader Qin into the formation. That's an immortal supreme plane. While everyone was shaking their heads and sighing, Qin Fen had already been in the teleportation formation for some time. He realized that the shock wave from this formation was not strong. Any martial artist who had entered the inner chi stage would be able to withstand it. Buzz, that strange energy wave suddenly disappeared, and Qin Fen's feet finally felt the ground. The surroundings were shrouded in celestial mist, and the spiritual energy was extremely dense. Qin Fen's heart sank. He was now certain that the formation that appeared at the Divine Continent's Fire Beacon City was indeed teleporting to the Immortal Island. Master, there's a change on Immortal Island. Little Pig's voice suddenly appeared in his mind. Qin Fen stared blankly. He once again sensed the spirit chi around him and examined the surrounding terrain. Sure enough, he found something fishy. What's going on? Why do I see so many places in China? Qin Fen used the talisman of clairvoyance to see the scene hundreds of kilometers away. This immortal island was not completely shrouded in immortal mist, and there were actually many areas that could be seen at a glance. Little Pig's expression was incomparably grave. Master, this is bad. I'm afraid the loosening of the formation this time isn't that simple. Qin Fen had long sensed the danger. This time, he felt that the situation was more serious than he imagined. Speak clearly, what happened? Little Pig quickly said, Master, the plane formation of China has completely loosened, and it has now merged with the Immortal Island. The Immortal Island merged with China? This news shocked Qin Fen. It's over. Does this mean that the secular world of China has also been merged? Qin Fen immediately thought of a more serious problem. If the secular world of China was also merged, then the end of humanity on Earth was imminent. Those ordinary people and inner chi stage martial artists had no way of surviving on the Xiaoxin continent. Currently, it looks like the secular world of China hasn't been merged. But this time, the formation leading to the secular world has also loosened. Logically speaking, it will be merged sooner or later, Little Pig said. After some understanding, Qin Fen realized the danger brought about by the loosening of the formation. This was a moment of destruction for the entire Earth. "Brat, hurry up and take out whatever treasures you have on you. We can spare your life." Just as Qianfen was thinking, two black figures leaped out of the forest. Qianfen didn't know where he was. He was in a dense forest, and he could feel many dangerous presences hidden in the surroundings. Qianfen looked at the two people. They were wearing the same black robes, and there was a pattern of the 8 trigrams formation on their clothes. This was the Immortal Island. Any random person who appeared was a powerful cultivator of the Immortal Qi realm. Although Qianfen had already stepped into the Immortal Qi realm, he couldn't see through the two people's strength. "I'm a disciple of the Tai sect. I advise you not to act recklessly." Qianfen remembered that he met Zhang Bing of the Tai sect on the Immortal Island, so he tried his luck to scare the two people. However, the two people were stunned at first, then they laughed. "Ha! You ignorant brat. You don't even have a little common sense, yet you dare to brag. This is the North Sand Continent. The Tai sect you mentioned is in the South Plateau Continent. Do you think we're stupid? Cut the crap. Hurry up and hand over your treasures, or we'll kill you right away." The two people looked at Qianfen with disdain. Qianfen didn't know much about the situation on the Immortal Island. This was the first time he heard of a North Sand Continent and the South Plateau Continent. "Are you sure you want to rob me?" Qianfen's face suddenly turned cold. The two people were a little scared. They were only at the Stage 3 Immortal Qi realm. In the vast divine continent, they were like ants. "So what if we want to rob you? You're only at the Stage 2 Immortal Qi realm. Do you think we're afraid of you?" One of them mustered up his courage and shouted. The other person added, "Look carefully. We're disciples of the 8 Trigram School. We have an immortal venerable at the peak of the Stage 9 Immortal Qi realm. We can destroy an ant like you with one finger." Qianfen ignored the two people's threats. "Don't talk nonsense. Now, only the two of you are in front of me. Do you think I'm afraid of you?" The two people were stunned and looked at Qianfen in a daze. They could tell that Qianfen was just an ant at the Stage 2 Immortal Qi realm. They didn't know where this brat got his arrogance from. "Brat, since you don't know what's good for you, I'll fulfill your wish." One of them lost his patience and suddenly punched at Qianfen. Rumble. Suddenly, a strong wind blew. The punch looked like it was going to shatter a mountain. Wherever the wind from the punch landed, a row of tall trees fell. Qianfen had already dodged. The ground where he had been standing was now a huge pit. The man didn't stop. With a light leap, he crossed the distance of more than 10 meters and punched Qianfen again. "Brat, aren't you very arrogant? If you have the guts, don't run. Rumble." It looked like a simple punch, but when it landed, another group of trees collapsed. Qianfen could only dodge. It was difficult for him to even fight back. However, not long after, the 8 Trigram School disciple caught up to Qianfen. This time, he punched several times in a row, blocking Qianfen's path. "Ha! Let's see where you can run now." The man laughed as if he could already see Qianfen being sent flying. Qianfen landed on a big tree. He really couldn't run anymore. Just as the huge punch was about to explode on his body, a ferocious roar was heard. A huge monster descended from the sky. Rumble. Several punches landed on the huge monster's body, creating a dull sound like a train crash. However, there were no wounds or bloodstains on the monster's body. Not even a small crack could be seen. Roar, roar. The monster that descended from the sky was the Grade 1 astral beast, Asla. It roared and charged at the 8 Trigram School disciple, shocking him. What seemed like a distance of several dozen meters was covered by Asla in 2 leaps. It raised its head and roared into the sky. Its tail whipped up a strong wind and a huge wave, breaking the disciple's body in half at the waist. Rumble. This attack caused a huge commotion, and a row of trees fell. The other 8 Trigram School disciple was stunned. He even forgot to run. Qianfen leaped onto Asla's shoulder, looked down at the disciple on the ground, and said, "If you want to live, answer a few questions of mine." The disciple's strength was not as strong as the senior brother who had his waist broken. At this moment, he had no strength to fight back. His head nodded like a chick pecking at grains. "Hero, may I ask, what's your name? Where are you from?" Qianfen went straight to the point. Little brother is 8 Trigram School's outer disciple, Zhang 1. "What is this place?" Qin Fen continued to ask. Zhang Wen was stunned. He looked at Qin Fen dumbly. Hero, this is the Divine Supreme Continent. Divine Supreme Continent? Isn't this the Immortal Island? Qin Fen muttered in his heart. Little Pig's voice sounded in his mind. Master, the Immortal Island is only one of the many immortal supreme realms. Rumor has it that a long time ago, there was only one immortal supreme realm in the world. Later, a huge war broke the realm apart, and many immortal supreme realms appeared. And the only immortal supreme realm was the Divine Supreme Continent. Qin Fen was stunned. He realized that his vision was still too low. How did the Immortal Island suddenly become the Divine Supreme Continent? Little Pig said uncertainly. I think it has something to do with the formation loosening not long ago. I'm afraid that someone reunited all the scattered realms. The Divine Supreme Continent and the Immortal Island are both parts of the Divine Supreme Continent, and now they're fused together. If what Little Pig said was true, Qin Fen could not imagine how powerful the almighty being who united the realms was. Hero, seeing that Qin Fen did not move for a long time, Zhang Wen cautiously reminded him. Of course I know this is the Divine Supreme Continent. Let me ask you, where exactly is this area? Also, tell me the area and cultivation realms of the Divine Supreme Continent in detail. Qin Fen quickly said. Chapter 1508. Zhang Wen said, Hero, there are 4 continents in the Divine Supreme Continent. Eastfield Continent, West Sea Continent, South Flat Continent, and North Sand Continent. The 4 continents all occupy vast areas, and their territories are boundless. According to the density of spiritual energy, the Eastfield Continent is the most suitable for cultivation. It's known as a paradise for cultivators. Next is the West Sea Continent, South Flat Continent. As for the North Sand Continent, the environment is the worst. It's not suitable for cultivation. Zhang Wen was afraid that Qin Fen would be unhappy, so he explained in detail. Qin Fen was shocked. The North Sand Continent was the worst place for cultivation in the entire Divine Continent, but the spiritual energy here was 10 times denser than in the Divine Land. Zhang Wen continued. The Divine Supreme Continent starts with the Immortal Chi realm. Above that, there are the Sage King realm, Buddha Light realm, True Spirit realm, Void God realm, True God realm, and so on. Qin Fen already knew that there was the Sage King realm above the Immortal Chi realm, but it was his first time hearing that there were so many realms above the Sage King realm. He felt more and more insignificant. At the same time, he was worried about a problem. The Immortal Island was originally filled with Immortal Chi realm cultivators. Now that the Divine Supreme Continent was merged, could there be Sage King or even Buddha Light realm cultivators? Who's the strongest cultivator in the Divine Supreme Continent? What realm is he at now? Qin Fen asked. 8 Trigram School Zhang Wen's expression turned serious. His eyes filled with respect. Rumor has it that it's the Divine Supreme Master of the Kobe School in the Eastfield Continent, Void God King. No one knows what realm he's at, but rumor has it that he broke through the True Spirit realm and entered the Void God realm. Qin Fen was amazed. He was only at the 2nd stage of Immortal Chi realm. He was still 4 levels away from the Void God realm. He didn't know when he'd reach that realm. Qin Fen asked Zhang Wen many more questions. He had a basic understanding of the Divine Supreme Continent. There were many sects and experts here. It was a plane that focused on cultivation. There were many powerful cultivators on the Divine Supreme Continent. There were many experts who could cross realms. It was unlike the secular world of China or the Divine Land where cultivators of the same realm existed. The more he learned about the Divine Supreme Continent, the more Qin Fen was worried. Now that the Divine Continent had been merged, the disciples of the Thousand Shadows sect and the Spirit sect were all on this continent. However, their strength had not even reached the Immortal Chi realm. Right now, the odds were against them. Su Ruoro, Lin Bei Bei, and the other women had also come to the Divine Continent. This made Qin Fen anxious. After Zhang Wen was released by Qin Fen, Little Pig's voice sounded, Master, you can't be impatient right now. You have to think of a way to gain a foothold on the Divine Supreme Continent. Qin Feng gradually calmed down. He was a very adaptable man. Now that the formation leading to the divine world was sealed, he would not be able to leave this place for a while. Since that was the case, he planned to make a breakthrough as soon as possible. Only then would he be able to protect Lin Bei Bei, the girls, Qing Chun, and his other friends. Bitch, where are you going? Hee hee. The two of you won't be able to escape. You'd better obediently obey me. Qin Feng was walking aimlessly on the road. He wanted to find a secluded place with abundant spiritual qi to cultivate for a few days. Suddenly, he heard a burst of evil laughter. In the depths of the forest, Qin Feng saw 4 strong men chasing after 2 women. The 2 women's clothes were a little unique. Short pants and short sleeves did not seem to be the style of the people here. They were running towards Qin Feng anxiously. When they reached Qin Feng, they suddenly froze on the ground. Sob. Qin Feng, is that really you? Qin Feng, where is this? The immortal island seems to have changed. The 2 women being chased were Lin Bei Bei and Han Ying. They were only at stage 6 inner chi. In the Divine Supreme Continent, they were not even cannon fodder. Qin Feng was pleasantly surprised. He did not expect to meet the 2 women here. He was just thinking about how to find them. Bei Bei Ying, it's fine now. We're Ruoro and the others. Qin Feng hugged the 2 women in his arms. It was the warmth of a reunion in a foreign land. Before the 2 women could reply, a wave of cursing came first. Stinking brat, where did you come from? Seeing that you're only at stage 2 immortal chi, I advise you to be smart and scram. Otherwise, I'll make your head roll on the ground. The 4 strong men had already rushed over. Han Ying and Lin Bei Bei were so scared that they trembled. Qin Feng's eyes were filled with fire. He shielded the 2 women behind him and quickly scanned the 4 men. Among the 4 men, 2 were at stage 2 immortal chi, and the other 2 were at stage 3. Qin Feng felt helpless. He realized how powerful the Divine Supreme Continent was. He had to break through as soon as possible. You dare to bully my women? You must be tired of living. Even though the other party was stronger than him, Qin Feng did not give in. The 4 men's expressions turned cold. They did not care about Qin Feng at all. Among them, the 2 with stage 2 immortal chi directly swung their broadswords at him. They did not even bother to talk nonsense. Rumble. Saber chi surged. Just the pressure alone was enough to make the 2 women faint. Qin Feng stood in front of them like a mountain. When he opened his eyes, 2 balls of purple fire shot out, instantly forming a sea of fire in midair. Rumble. Amidst the loud explosion, the 2 stage 2 immortal chi cultivators were caught off guard. The broadswords in their hands were instantly burned to ashes. Their expressions changed as they realized the power of the purple cloud immortal fire. However, they could not dodge in time. The flames burned their bodies, turning them into ashes in an instant. The atmosphere instantly froze. The 2 stage 3 immortal chi cultivators' eyes fell to the ground. They did not expect Qin Feng to be able to kill 2 of their companions in an instant. You brat, you're courting death. Attack together. Kill this guy and play with his women. The 2 men quickly regained their senses. Even though they had witnessed Qin Feng's power, they still did not care about him. At the end of the day, Qin Feng was only a stage 2 immortal chi cultivator. With 2 stage 3 immortal chi cultivators working together, how could they be afraid of Qin Feng? Rumble. In the blink of an eye, the sky was filled with saber light. The 2 men were clearly much stronger than the 2 men who had died. Qin Feng could not help but raise his eyebrows. He did not take the 2's saber chi head on. With a thought, a black shadow descended from the sky. The person had gray hair and wore bee-skin clothes. He carried a huge cannon in his right arm. This appearance was really out of the ordinary in the Divine Continent. The 2 men were stunned on the spot. Old man, where did you come from? We are disciples of the celestial Crane Mountain. I advise you to get lost. The 2 men could feel Huang Zhong's power, but they still pretended to be calm in an attempt to scare him away. Huang Zhong had already landed on the ground. His expression was cold as he stared at the 2 men. You dare to hurt my lord? Die. As soon as he finished speaking, he suddenly raised the cannon in his hand. A loud explosion sounded. Two cannonballs shot out like flying arrows. The two men did not even know what was going on before they were blasted into smithereens. Rumble. The sound of the cannon's explosion did not stop. Huang Zhong killed two stage 3 immortal chi cultivators with a raise of his hand. Then he stood at the side as if nothing had happened, waiting for Qin Feng's orders. Han Ying and Lin Bei Bei were dumbfounded. They didn't know where this strange-looking old man had come from. However, the two women realized that this person seemed to be Qin Feng's subordinate. This calmed them down a little. Qin Feng knew how powerful giant demon Canon Huang Zhong was. He and Oslo were both comparable to stage 4 immortal chi cultivators. They could easily deal with stage 3 immortal chi cultivators. Qin Feng recalled Huang Zhong back into the system with his thoughts and went to the two women. Where are Ruo Ro and the rest? The two women became nervous. Han Ying said, Qin Feng, Bei Bei and I went to China with Ruo Ro and the rest a few days ago. Then, we went to your secret base, Immortal Island. In the end, Ruo Ro and the rest found that the transportation formation on Immortal Island could not be used anymore. Everyone was trapped inside. Then Immortal Island shook as if the world was going to collapse. Then, Bei Bei and I appeared here. We don't know where Ruo Ro and the rest are. Hearing Han Ying's narration, Qin Feng was anxious. Now that China and Immortal Island had merged, it probably merged with many Immortal Realm to form the current Divine Continent. The weakest person on this mainland was at least stage 1 Immortal Chi. Outsiders like Qin Feng were basically at the true Chi stage. There were even some inner Chi stage and ordinary people from the Huaxia secular world. Qin Feng didn't dare to waste any more time. He had to find Su Ruo Ro, Hua Xiaojin, and Zhao Ling Xian immediately. Little Pig, why hasn't the Heroes Alliance's communication function been restored? Qin Feng asked. Master, when you first entered the Divine Great Land, the magnetic field was different from the one in China's secular world. That's why your communication was disrupted. Now that the Divine Supreme Continents have merged, the magnetic field is even more chaotic. I'm afraid the communication function won't be back up for a while. Little Pig said helplessly. Qin Feng couldn't wait for the communication function to automatically recover. Is there a way to quickly recover it? Master can spend 300,000 hedonist points to forcefully repair it. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. This price was really expensive, but the current situation was urgent, and he didn't have time to think about it. Ding! Host Qin Feng has spent 300,000 hedonist points to forcefully restore the Hero Alliance's communication function. Please wait for a moment. It is estimated that the host will recover completely in 10 minutes. A system notification sounded out. Qin Feng looked at his hedonist points and found that he only had 535,000 hedonist points left. 10 minutes passed quickly. The system notification sounded again, informing Qin Feng that the Hero Alliance's communication function had recovered. Qin Feng became excited and immediately shouted into the Hero Alliance, Ruo Ro, Ling Xian, Xiao Zhun, can you hear me? Instantly, the Hero Alliance was in an uproar. Young Master Qin, is that you? Why is the Hero Alliance's communication function broken? Boss, I'm Lu Jia. Where are you now? A strange formation appeared in China's secular world, and my brothers and I were teleported here. It feels really powerful here. Qin Feng, I'm Xiao Yao. I'm in China, but China seems to have changed. Holy shit, the people here are so fierce. I just saw a group of people fighting in the sky. Qin Feng, I'm Ruo Ro. We're in trouble. Chapter 1509. Qin Feng almost fainted. He realized a very serious problem. All his women seemed to have come to the Divine Supreme Continent. Even Lu Jie and Longhair's friends were there. Damn it, why did you guys go to China? Qin Feng cursed. Lu Jie said foolishly, didn't a strange formation appear in the secular world of Huaxia? Everyone is thinking that it can lead to the extinction gate. Boss, you're getting stronger and stronger after going to the extinction gate. You can't just care about yourself and stop us from becoming stronger, right? By the way, boss, I brought my sisters-in-law with me this time. Come and find us. You can reward me well." Lu Jie and the others had no idea what was going on. Qin Feng was about to die from anger. If Lu Jie was next to him, Qin Feng would have flattened him with a flying kick. After talking for a while, Qin Feng confirmed one thing. His women and friends were all in the Divine Supreme Continent. Not only that, but many martial artists from the secular world of China also came. However, there was something that made Qin Feng heave a sigh of relief. These people were all in the northern Sand Continent. Otherwise, Qin Feng wouldn't know where to find them. Lu Jie, long hair, Yun Zhe, you guys go to the Celestial Souls sect now. I'll meet up with everyone there. Before I go to the Celestial Souls sect, don't go anywhere. The Divine Supreme Continent is full of powerful people. I'm just cannon fodder. Qin Feng had to tell the truth. Otherwise, Lu Jie and the others would be too arrogant. After his speech, the Hero Alliance suddenly quieted down. Everyone finally realized how powerful the Divine Supreme Continent was. Even Qin Feng couldn't protect himself. "Young Master Qin, don't worry. I'll go find my sisters-in-law and brothers now. Then, we'll go hide in the Celestial Souls sect." Lu Jie quickly became serious. Qin Feng didn't know where Lu Jie and the others were. He could only tell them to be careful. After arranging everyone, Qin Feng immediately talked to Su Ruoro alone. He found out that Su Ruoro and the others were together and were teleported to Scarlet Street Market. Coincidentally, there was a sect recruiting disciples there. An elder from the Hunyuan sect was interested in Zhao Ling Xian's natural charm and Su Ruoro's colding body. He wanted to take the two women into the Hunyuan sect. The two women realized how powerful the other was and didn't dare to refuse. They could only go with the Hunyuan elder's wishes. Qin Feng heaved a sigh of relief after learning about the situation. Since the Divine Supreme Continent's local sects were protecting the three women, it meant that they were temporarily safe. "Qin Feng, what should we do now? We have to save Ruoro and the others." Lin Bei was so worried that tears welled up in her eyes. Qin Feng hugged her and said, "Of course we have to save them. Let's go to Red Street Market right now and think of a way to take Ruoro and the others away." Although he wanted to go to the Scarlet Street Market to look for the three women, the Divine Continent was so vast that he had no idea where the Scarlet Street Market was. The three of them hurried through the night. Just as they walked out of the huge forest, they saw a group of people hurrying along not far away. There were about 50 to 60 people in the crowd, and they were divided into more than 10 groups. Qin Feng hurriedly observed them. Most of them were at Tier 2 or 3 Immortal Energy Realm. There were also a few Tier 4 Immortal Energy Realm experts. "Little brother, are you going to Scarlet Street Market as well?" Suddenly, a middle-aged man came over with a good-looking woman by his side. The middle-aged man stepped into the 3rd level of Immortal Energy, while the woman beside him was at the 2nd level of Immortal Energy. Qin Feng became cautious. "What do you want?" The middle-aged man noticed Qin Feng's coldness and smiled. "Little brother, don't be nervous. If you're also going to Scarlet Street Market to participate in the sex selection, we can form a team." Qin Feng quickly understood this person's thoughts. The journey to Scarlet Street Market would not be short, and he didn't know what they would encounter on the way. Other teams were made up of 4 or 5 people, so they could more or less avoid some trouble. The middle-aged man continued, "My name is Zhang Yan, and this is my wife Bailu." Qin Feng said, "These are my 2 wives, Han Ying and Lin Bei. On the Divine Continent, monogamy was not the norm." Zhang Yan was not surprised that Qin Feng had 2 beautiful wives by his side. The 2 of them chatted and gradually became familiar with each other. Qin Feng asked Zhang Yan about the Divine Continent, while Lin Bei and Han Ying chatted happily with Bailu. Ever since the 5 of them formed a team, Qin Feng noticed that there were fewer people secretly watching Han Ying and Lin Bei. There were also fewer people secretly sizing up Bailu. This group of people all hurried to Scarlet Street Market. Qin Feng found out from Zhang Yan that Scarlet Street Market was holding a triennial sex selection. For a month, many sects in the Northern Sand Continent would recruit disciples. Everyone hurried for a whole day, and the sky gradually darkened. More and more people joined the team, and there were already about 100 people. Brother Qin Feng, let's find a place to rest for the night. We'll probably arrive in half a day tomorrow, Zhang Yin said. Qin Feng saw that many people were already resting, but the people here didn't care about the environment and slept on the ground. Qin Feng actually didn't care about this. Sometimes he would cultivate for a few days and nights sitting on the ground. Lin Bei and Han Ying, on the other hand, were very depressed. Were they going to just lie on the ground and sleep? Moreover, there were unfamiliar men all around them. Hey, you two, come with me. In the dead of night, 4 black figures suddenly leaped to Qin Feng's side. The 4 of them were all tall and burly, and their cold expressions made Han Ying and Lin Bei nervous. What do you want? Lin Bei asked carefully. This was because the 4 muscular men were looking for her and Han Ying. Qin Feng sat next to the 2 girls, but the 4 acted as if they didn't see him. The leader said, "Why are you talking so much? Just follow us. We'll send you back soon." No matter how stupid the 2 girls were, they could tell the intentions of the 4 unfamiliar men and were instantly enraged. Get lost. My man is right next to me. Han Ying didn't have Lin Bei's good temper and immediately exploded. The 4's expressions became even colder, and they all looked at Qin Feng. Seeing that he was only at Immortal Qi Stage 2, they didn't take him seriously at all. Stinking brat. Grandpa wants to borrow your woman to have some fun tonight. You don't have any objections, do you? The leader laughed lightly. Qin Feng had already investigated the 4 people situations. The man who shouted had the highest realm, at True Qi Stage 4, and the other 3 were at True Qi Stage 3. These 4 people were also the strongest team in the group. During the day, they had robbed a few passers-by, but no one dared to resist. Who would have thought that at night they would have designs on Qin Feng's woman again? For big brothers, please don't make things difficult for my little brother. I have a few dozen high-grade spirit stones here. Take them all as a token of filial piety. Without waiting for Qin Feng to speak, Zhang Yin suddenly came over with a smiling face. This action surprised Qin Feng. After all, he and Zhang Yin had only known each other for less than a day, and he actually stood up to help at this time. However, the other party clearly didn't give Zhang Yin any face. The leader slapped him. Damn you. Do you think Grandpa is a beggar? A few dozen spirit stones are nothing. Yo, so you also have a wife. Let her come with us. Zhang Yan's face instantly turned red and swollen. Anger rose in his heart, but in the end, he didn't let it out. The other party had 3 Immortal Qi Stage 3 and 1 Immortal Qi Stage 4. He wasn't their match at all. Bai Lu hugged Zhang Yin and cried, scolding the 4 men. However, the 4 of them weren't angry at all. Instead, they lustfully stared at her well-developed body. You 3 stinking women, hurry up, don't be so shameless. If you don't come with us obediently, we'll deal with you right here. The 4 of them were extremely arrogant, and the 3 women were so angry that tears fell from their eyes. Just as Zhang Yin was about to fight with his life, Qin Feng stood up coldly. I'll go with you. The 4 of them were stunned. After coming back to their senses, they glared at him in disdain. Are you fucking crazy? I play with women. Who plays with you? Qin Feng didn't care about their words. He lowered his voice and said, I have a flying sword on me. In exchange for the safety of my 2 wives and my friend's wife. How about that? The 4's eyes lit up. With their status, they didn't even think about flying swords. The leader's expression quickly turned cold. Stinking brat, you dare trick me? Are you tired of living? Without waiting for them to attack, Qin Feng continued, Why would I lie to you? I'll go with you alone. If I'm lying, it won't be too late for you to kill me. His words were very reasonable, and the 4 of them started to hesitate. Big brother, let's just take him to the side to have a look. It won't delay us anyways, one of them said. The other 3 immediately understood what he meant. Regardless of whether Qin Feng had a flying sword or not, they would come back and take the 3 women away afterward. Okay, come with us now. If you dare to lie, I'll make your head roll. The 4 of them had already turned and walked towards the desolate land in the distance. Lin Bei and Zhang Yin looked at him worriedly. Everyone, don't worry. I'll be right back. Qin Feng didn't explain further. Without waiting for them to speak, his figure disappeared into the night. After walking for a full 10 minutes, the 5 of them arrived at the foot of an uninhabited mountain peak. The 4 men couldn't wait any longer. The leader immediately yelled, "Stinking brat, where's the flying sword? Hurry and take it out." Qin Feng looked at him as if he was looking at an idiot. "What flying sword? Did I say I was going to give you a flying sword?" The 4 men's expressions changed drastically. They glared at him fiercely. "Brat, do you really want to die? I'll give you 3 seconds. If you can't take out a flying sword by then, I'll let you fly." Facing the 4 men's threats, Qin Feng's expression was indifferent as usual. "Then I'll also give you 3 seconds to atone for your crimes. Immediately kneel and apologize to my wife and friends. I'll leave your corpses intact." Qin Feng's expression was serious. He didn't seem to be joking. Chapter 15:10. I think you must be tired of living. The leader of the group roared angrily and suddenly swung his fist. He was at stage for Immortal Qi realm. His punch seemed to have the power to collapse a mountain. Instantly, a crack appeared in the air. Seeing their big brother attack, the other 3 stood at the side with playful expressions. It was as if they could see Qin Feng exploding with one punch. Rumble. There was a loud explosion, but it was more violent than what the 3 of them had imagined. They hurriedly looked over, and their eyeballs fell to the ground in shock. An old man holding an unknown object had appeared out of nowhere and blown their big brother into pieces with one move. The explosion caused by the cannon went on for a long time. The empty space was covered with blood. The leader could no longer be seen. "Don't you want to kill me?" Qin Feng's cold voice was heard, and the 3 men were startled. The playful expressions on their faces had long disappeared. They looked at Huang Zhong, who was standing beside Qin Feng like a little brother, in disbelief. This person could kill their big brother with one move. It was obvious that he was skilled. Young hero, we don't have that kind of intention. Are you mistaken?" One of the men quickly regained his senses and immediately changed his expression. Qin Feng was amused. He said coldly, "Hand over all your treasures." The 3 of them did not even have a trace of resistance. One by one, they handed over their cultivation resources. They were originally here to rob Qin Feng, but now they were robbed by Qin Feng. The 3 of them had a lot of treasures. Qin Feng plundered thousands of high-grade spirit stones. The grade of their spirit stones was much higher than the spirit stones in the Divine Land. Other than spirit stones, there were also some elixirs and spirit weapons. However, the grade was not high, so Qin Feng was not interested at all. Young hero, can you let us go now?" After handing over their treasures, the 3 of them looked at Qin Feng nervously. Qin Feng nodded at them. "I can let you die less painfully." Rumble. As soon as he finished speaking, there was an explosion. Under Huang Zhong's cannon, the 3 men with Stage 3 Immortal Qi realm could not fight back at all. They were directly blown into pieces of flesh and blood. Qin Feng was already sitting cross-legged. Thousands of spirit stones that he had just robbed were scattered around him. He noticed something strange. The spiritual energy in the Divine Honor Land was constantly increasing. Master, the Divine Supreme Land was formed by the fusion of many planes. These planes have different concentrations of spiritual energy. Now is the period of spiritual energy fluctuation. Eventually, the density of spiritual energy in the whole land of gods will be balanced. Little Pig said. Qin Feng understood. He sensed the abundant spiritual qi around him and glanced at the thousands of spirit stones around him, trying to break through to the next realm. Seconds and minutes ticked by. The spirit stones around Qin Feng disappeared at a rapid speed, all of them absorbed into his body. Waves of turbulent spiritual energy flowed through his meridians and finally gathered in his dantian. Rumble. After an unknown amount of time, a muffled sound came from Qin Feng's body. He slowly got up, and the aura on his body underwent a huge change. Congratulations on breaking through to the 3rd level of immortal energy, Master, Little Pig said excitedly. Qin Feng sensed his current strength. Although he had only broken through a small realm, The immortal qi in his body was several times thicker. With a casual slap of his palm, a small hill in front of him was blasted into smithereens. After breaking through, Qin Feng realized that the sky was turning bright. He realized that Lin Bei and Han Ying must be worried sick, so he hurried back. Qin Feng, where did you go? Why did you take so long to come back? The two women waited for Qin Feng the whole night. Now that he was back, they rushed up to him. Zhang Yin and Bai Lu also came. Both of them had serious expressions. Seeing that Qin Feng was safe, everyone's worried hearts relaxed a little. I'm fine. I'm sorry to make everyone worry. Qin Feng smiled. Zhang Yin looked around and asked nervously, Brother Qin Feng, where are those bastards? I don't know where they went. They probably left. Qin Feng made up a story. He didn't mean to lie to everyone. It was just that the four people were very powerful. If Qin Feng said he killed them, no one would believe him. Left? How is that possible? Those four are obviously perverted devils. I was worried that Brother Qin Feng was killed by them, Zhang Yin complained. I don't know. In any case, I gave him flying swords and they left. Qin Feng's explanation was unclear. Everyone was more or less suspicious. However, seeing that Qin Feng came back safely, nothing else mattered. Brother Qin Feng, let's hurry and go, Zhang Yin suggested. Qin Feng knew that he was worried that the four people would come looking for trouble again. However, only Qin Feng knew that the four people wouldn't appear again. Otherwise, it would be like seeing a ghost. The five people set off with the group again. On the way, Qin Feng took the initiative to chat with Zhang Yin. It was as if nothing happened last night. Later, Qin Feng found out from Zhang Yin that Zhang Yin specifically went to find him last night. However, it was dark and he couldn't find him. After traveling for half a day, everyone arrived at Red Bazaar at noon. Red Bazaar's environment was similar to Fire Beacon City. However, the number of people here was tens of times more than Fire Beacon City. This was like a market that only existed in the old streets of China's secular world. It was the first time Lin Bei and Han Ying came to a place like this. They looked around curiously. However, the two girls were always careful when walking on the street. They already knew that this place was full of experts. They were afraid of bringing unnecessary trouble to Qin Feng. Brother Qin, it's the first time you and your two sisters-in-law have come to a market. Don't look at other people's eyes. This place is full of crooks and honest people. One look and you'll be killed, Zhang Yin reminded the three in a low voice. Lin Bei and Han Ying didn't dare to look around. They lowered their heads and didn't say anything. Qin Feng also knew how powerful the Divine Supreme Continent was. He felt a bit sullen. Whether it was in China's secular world or the Divine Continent, he was a supreme expert. Now he was just cannon fodder. The group hurried on and didn't encounter any trouble. Not far away, many people gathered. It was very lively. Zhang Yan's eyes lit up. He said excitedly, the sect recruitment place should be up ahead. Let's go try our luck. On the Divine Supreme Continent, people were divided into sect disciples and rogue cultivators. Rogue cultivators were the lowest existences. They didn't have anyone to rely on. The ranks of sect disciples were also very clear. There were odd job disciples, outer disciples, inner disciples, and core disciples. Sects were also divided. The lowest was a 1-star sect, and the highest was a 5-star sect. A 5-star sect's odd job disciple might have a higher status than a 1-star sect's core disciple. Qin Feng learned a lot about the sects on the Divine Supreme Continent as he listened to Zhang Yan's introduction. At this time, the five arrived at the Hunyuan sect recruitment area. There were 2 long lines in front of them. They were all rogue cultivators trying to join the sect. Brother Qin, you like the Hunyuan sect? Zhang Yin stood at the back of the crowd and chatted. Yes, the Hunyuan sect is not bad, right? Qin Feng didn't like the Hunyuan sect. He came because he wanted to take the 3 girls away. Zhang Yin nodded and said, of course the Hunyuan sect is not bad. It's a 3-star sect in the northern Sand Continent. They have over 1,000 disciples. The sect leader is a Saint King. Normal small sects don't dare to provoke them. Qin Feng's heart became heavy after listening to Zhang Yan's introduction. He wanted to go to Red Street Market and take the 3 girls away. But looking at the Hunyuan sect strength, How could they let him leave so easily? Zhang Yin continued, sigh. Although the Hunyuan sect is good, they have strict requirements for their disciples. Only rogue cultivators with at least stage 4 immortal energy are qualified to join the Hunyuan sect, or they have to have a special cultivation physique. Zhang Yin had just stepped into stage 3 immortal energy, and his wife, Bai Lu, was only stage 2. The two of them obviously couldn't join the Hunyuan sect. They stood in the line without any hope. Actually, Zhang Yin was secretly advising Qin Feng to change sections. Otherwise, queuing for a day would be a waste of time. Brother Zhang, I insist on joining the Hunyuan sect. Why don't you go to other sects with sister-in-law? Qin Feng understood Zhang Yin's intention. He didn't want to waste their time. Zhang Yin looked at the recruitment area. It was a 2-star sect, Spiritual Mountain. 2-star sects had lower requirements for their disciples. As long as they were rogue cultivators with stage 2 immortal energy, they had a chance to join. Okay, Bai Lu and I will go to the side. Call me if you need anything. Zhang Yin pulled Bai Lu to the side to queue. Qin Feng and the other two continued to wait at the Hunyuan sect side. The three of them waited for 2 hours. The people in front of them finally finished their interviews. There were more than 300 people, but only 3 rogue cultivators were chosen. It was definitely a 1 in 100 chance. Sigh, I'm already at stage 4 immortal energy, but I wasn't chosen. Hunyuan sect's recruitment requirements are so strict. A man who had just been eliminated shook his head and sighed. Many people started discussing. You can't blame the Hunyuan sect for raising their requirements. It's mainly because there were 2 abnormal disciples this year. They were even accepted by the Hunyuan sect's elders. Is it those 2 beautiful fairies? I heard that one of them was born with seductive bones, and the other has a colding body that only appears once in 100 years. Damn, so the rumor is true? I thought it was an excuse the Hunyuan sect came up with. Qin Feng and the other 2 heard the discussion. They immediately became excited. It seemed that Su Ruoro and the others were really in the Hunyuan sect. At this moment, it was Qin Feng and the other 2's turn to be interviewed. There was a stone table in front of them. An old woman in black sat behind the stone table. There were 7 to 8 disciples standing behind her. Qin Feng saw Su Ruoro and the other 2 with a glance. Report your name, age, realm, cultivation method, attribute, and if you have any special physiques. The old woman in black didn't even look at Qin Feng and said with a cold and arrogant face. Before Qin Feng could speak, 3 screams came from behind her. Ah, Qin Feng, it's really you. The 3 girls jumped out of the crowd excitedly and held Qin Feng's arm, unwilling to let go. Chapter 15:11. My God, are those 2 female disciples that the Hunyuan sect has taken a liking to? Rumor has it that they have special constitutions. I didn't expect them to have men. TSK. That man looks so ordinary. I wonder how he managed to get so many beauties. He even has 2 women with him. Women have always relied on men to live on the divine supreme continent. This guy has changed my outlook on life. Is he planning to rely on women to live? The discussion was like a surging tide. Su Ruoro and the other 2 women ignored it and stuck close to Qin Feng. However, the expression of the old woman sitting behind the stone table had already darkened. Everyone knew that she had taken Su Ruoro and Zhao Lingxian as core disciples the day before yesterday. Now, the 2 women represented the Hunyuan sect, yet they were hanging out with an ordinary man. It was a slap to her face. Ruoro, Lingxian, who allowed you to wander around? Go back and stand properly. Hun Tian Jiao's voice was cold. The 2 women were put in a difficult position. They stared at Qin Feng, waiting for his decision. Qin Feng had already observed Hun Tian Jiao. This old woman gave him an unfathomable sense of mystery. After Hun Tian Jiao's scolding, Qin Feng even felt death looming over him. However, he still calmly walked to the stone table and said, Elder, these 3 are my wives. I got separated from them a few days ago and finally found them today. I plan to bring them back. Hun Tian Jiao emitted a cold aura after learning Qin Feng's intention. in your dreams. Su Ruoro and Ling Xian are already my core disciples and are now disciples of the Hunyuan sect. In the future, they will cultivate with me and become better. How can they live an ordinary life with you? Qin Feng had already withdrawn his aura. At this moment, he was just an ordinary person who didn't cultivate. Feng Tianjiao didn't care about Qin Feng at all. If it wasn't for the fact that Su Ruoro and the other two women had deep feelings for Qin Feng, she would have killed him already. Su Ruoro and the other two women became nervous when they saw Elder Hun's anger. They had already discovered the power of the Divine Supreme Continent and could tell that Qin Feng was no match for Elder Hun. Elder Hun, I don't want to cultivate. I just want to spend the rest of my life with my husband, Su Ruoro quickly said. Zhao Lingxian also expressed her stance. Please help me and Ruoro, Elder Hun. The stubborn attitude of the two women once again caused the crowd to boil. The men stared at Qin Feng with envy, jealousy, and hatred. Did this brat save the world in his previous life? On the other hand, Hua Xiaozhen was put to one side. She didn't have a special constitution, and although that bastard had accepted her as a disciple, it was only because of Zhao Lingxian and Su Ruoro. That woman can go with him, but you two can't. Hun Tianjiao looked at Hua Xiaozhen and said. Su Ruoro and Zhao Lingxian were incredibly worried. At this moment, they wished that they didn't have special constitutions. Otherwise, they wouldn't have attracted so much trouble. Elder Hun, since my two wives are unwilling to stay in your sect, why must you force them? Qin Feng said. At this moment, there were many people surrounding them. These words were obviously a slap in the face. It was as if she was forcing Su Ruoro and Zhao Lingxian to join the Hunyuan sect. Hun Tianjiao's face turned even colder. Zhang Yin and Bai Lu were also standing in the crowd. When the two of them found out that Qin Feng had two wives with special constitutions, they were both astonished. You better watch your words, brat. Don't cause unnecessary trouble, Hun Tianjiao threatened. Oh, isn't this Elder Hun Tianjiao? Why are you so angry today? What's going on? At this moment, a few elders walked out of the crowd. The crowd immediately opened up a path of golden light. When they walked past them, everyone was so scared that they trembled. Qin Feng heard the crowd's discussion and found out who they were. Quite a few people walked down, but the most important ones were the two elders in the lead. The white-robed elder was the Golden Cauldron Mountain's elder, Gao Xingfeng, and the black-robed elder was the ancient Tomb Sect's elder, Qi Sha. According to what everyone said, the Golden Cauldron Mountain and the ancient Tomb Sect were both 3-star sections. The two elder statuses were about the same as Hun Tianjiao's. Seeing so many elders, Hun Tianjiao's expression was icy. She naturally knew that these people had come for Su Ruoro and Zhao Lingxian. Gao Xingfeng, what does this have to do with your Golden Cauldron Mountain? Hun Tianjiao said, glaring at the white-robed elder. Gao Xingfeng ignored Hun Tianjiao and chuckled as he walked to Qin Feng's side. Young hero, I'm touched by your unwillingness to part with your wives. I'm the Golden Cauldron Mountain's elder, Gao Xingfeng. I'm willing to take you all into my Golden Cauldron Mountain. What do you think? After Gao Xingfeng expressed his intentions, the crowd exploded. Everyone realized that Qin Feng's luck wasn't too good. Before Qin Feng could speak, the ancient Tomb Sect's elder, Qi Sha, hurriedly yelled, Young man, our ancient Tomb Sect is also willing to take you in. I can see that you haven't cultivated yet, so I can give you a few pointers and focus on nurturing your wives. The crowd had yet to recover from Gao Xingfeng's words, and now they were shocked by Qi Sha's words. Behind these two elders, there were a dozen or so people. They were all elders of various sections. They had also come to take Qin Feng and the others as disciples. However, their sects were much weaker than the Hunyuan sect, the Golden Cauldron Mountain, and the Ancient Tomb Sect. Qin Feng hadn't expected this to happen, but he quickly thought it through. Although these old men looked kind and amiable, at the end of the day, they were only interested in Su Ruoro and Zhao Lingxian's special constitutions. Now, they were saying all sorts of nice things and were willing to take Qin Feng, Lin Bei, and the others into their sections. However, if they really went back to their sects, who knew what the situation would be like? Geniuses were rare in any era and place, and it was the same in the divine supreme continent. Han Tianjiao was already fuming with anger. She had taken in many batches of disciples, but this was the first time she had seen such a brazen act of stealing disciples. Gao Xingfeng, Qisha, what you two old farts doing? Are you trying to make life difficult for our Han Yuan sect? Han Tianjiao slammed the table and stood up. The hard bluestone table instantly shattered to the ground. The crowd cried out in shock. However, Gao Xingfeng and Qisha looked indifferent and had kind smiles on their faces. Elder Han, you're wrongly accusing the Golden Cauldron Mountain. I'm not trying to make life difficult for you. It's just that your Han Yuan sect insisted on breaking up a couple of true lovers. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I had to do this. Han Tianjiao couldn't refute Gao Xingfeng's words. Qisha stood to the side and nodded repeatedly. It was obvious that he was on Gao Xingfeng's side for now. Han Tianjiao was furious and shouted coldly. Who said I wanted to break them up? Our Han Yuan sect can also take that young man as a disciple. Moreover, Ruo Ro and Ling Xian are already my core disciples. Do you think you can take them away so easily? Qisha laughed coldly and said, "Ha, Elder Han, you looked down on that young man just now, and now you suddenly want to take him as a disciple? It's obvious that you have no other choice." Gao Xingfeng looked at Qin Feng and said, "Young hero, you have to think carefully. If you really go to the Han Yuan sect, then Elder Han will arrange a part-time disciple for you. When that time comes, you won't even be able to see your two wives." Han Tianjiao was almost angered to death by Gao Xingfeng and Qisha. After all, she was a woman, and she couldn't quarrel with two old men on the street. For a moment, everyone's eyes were focused on Qin Feng. No one thought that this person, who had been ignored by everyone, would become so important. Qin Feng thought quickly and had already made a decision. He realized that it was impossible to take the three women away today. Even if the Han Yuan sect let them go, countless other sects were watching them in the dark. Thank you, Elder Gao and Elder Qi, for your good intentions. Since my two beloved wives agreed to join the Han Yuan sect a few days ago, then I'll go along with their wishes. Qin Feng smiled. The crowd exclaimed. No one thought that Qin Feng would choose the Han Yuan sect in the end. They thought Qin Feng would never choose the Han Yuan sect. Even Han Tianjiao was stunned, but Gao Xingfeng and Qisha quickly came back to their senses. The two of them looked at Qin Feng meaningfully. They suddenly realized that they had underestimated this brat. Qin Feng's choice could be said to be the best one. This way, he wouldn't offend anyone. Young hero, don't you want to reconsider? Gao Xingfeng was still a bit unwilling. Qin Feng smiled and said, "There's no need to reconsider. This is the basic principle of being a person. How can I casually change my promise to someone else? I believe that if I really join the Golden Cauldron Mountain, Elder Gao will also think that there's something wrong with my character." Qin Feng's words were very clever. Even a crafty old man like Gao Xingfeng couldn't refute him. Seeing that there was no chance for them to poach Qin Feng, Gao Xingfeng and Qisha shook their heads and sighed as they left. The crowd that was watching the show gradually dispersed. Only Qin Feng, Han Tianjiao, and the others were left around the Han Yuan sect. The shock in Han Tianjiao's eyes had not completely disappeared. She looked at Qin Feng again, and her expression became complicated. "You're smart. Since you want to join the Han Yuan sect, then I'll reluctantly give you a chance." Han Tianjiao was still unwilling to lower her head in front of Qin Feng. Su Ruoro and Zhao Lingxian were very unhappy. They almost jumped out and said that they shouldn't join the Han Yuan sect. However, when they thought of the consequences, they could only hold back their anger for now. Originally, the disciple recruitment would take a month. Now, only half a month had passed. However, Han Tianjiao was afraid that there would be trouble along the way. She planned to take Qin Feng and the others back to the sect now. Qin Feng suggested that he stay with the women for a while before leaving. Han Tianjiao didn't stop him. "Brother Qin, you're so lucky to have so many beautiful sisters-in-law. Two of them even have special constitutions." Qin Feng called Zhang Yin and Bai Lu over and prepared to say goodbye to them. "Brother Zhang, I'm going to the Hun Yuan sect with my wives, Qin Feng said. Huh, that's good, brother. That's right, Bai Lu and I have been accepted as disciples by the spiritual mountain. Although we're only outer disciples, we'll become inner disciples soon. Zhang Yan's face was full of joy. Chapter 15:12. Congratulations, Qin Feng said. Qin Feng said, I don't know when we'll meet again after this. If Brother Zhang isn't happy in the spiritual mountain, you can go to the spiritual immortal sect and report my name. I'll go there soon. Zhang Yan didn't quite understand what Qin Feng was saying. In his opinion, Qin Feng wasn't as powerful as him. He didn't think he could rely on Qin Feng to solve any problems. Plus, Zhang Yan had been in the northern sand continent for so long and had never heard of Celestial Soul's sect. He believed that it wasn't a big sect. All right, if I get the chance, I'll definitely go to Celestial Soul's sect to find Brother Qin. Zhang Yan had only said this casually, but he would never have thought that in the near future, Celestial Soul's sect would shock the entire northern sand continent. Zhang Yan and his wife left. They were the first two friends Qin Feng had made in the Divine Supreme Continent. After they left, the women started talking about business. Qin Feng, are we really going to Hunyuan's sect? Su Ruoro obviously didn't want to go there. Zhao Lingxian suddenly said, why don't we run now? Qin Feng immediately interrupted her. Running is impossible. That genius's power is unfathomable. She can probably kill me with one slap. I'm afraid we won't be able to run far before she catches us. The women already knew that people from the Divine Supreme Continent were powerful, but they were still shocked by Qin Feng's words. Qin Feng was at the pinnacle of martial arts in China's secular world and the Divine Supreme Continent, but he was just cannon fodder here. After knowing how powerful that genius was, the women didn't want to run anymore. They didn't want to see Qin Feng killed. Don't worry, everyone. We have no enmity with that genius, so she won't kill us. However, she clearly had no choice but to take me, Bei Bei, and the others as disciples. I'm worried that she'll treat us differently if we go to Hunyuan's sect. Qin Feng continued. Zhao Lingxian was immediately unhappy. What's wrong with that old woman's eyes? How dare she look down on you? If she really treats us differently, I'll leave Hunyuan's sect. Qin Feng patted Zhao Lingxian's head and comforted her. Don't be angry. If we really go to Hunyuan's sect, it won't be easy to leave. However, with Hunyuan's sect as our backing, we'll be safer for now. At that time, no matter what Chaotic Prodigy does, all of you just have to stay in the sect and cultivate. I'll break through as soon as possible, and it won't be long before I can take everyone away. Qin Feng met with the women alone to plan for the future. Although the girls were very dissatisfied with Hun Tianjiao, they could only listen to Qin Feng's arrangements. After about 10 minutes, they walked back. Chaotic Sky Pride was getting a little impatient. He thought that Qin Feng had escaped with the others, but now that they had returned, he calmed down. Can we go now? Hun Tianjiao looked at Qin Feng coldly. Let's go. Qin Feng nodded. The party set off in a grandiose manner. Many people looked at Qin Feng with envy and jealousy as he left. After walking for an entire day and night, he finally arrived at the Hunyuan sect. It was surrounded by mountains, and the Hunyuan sect was built on a plain in the middle of these mountains. As a 3-star sect in the northern sand region, the Primordial Chaos sect's construction was quite spectacular. Looking down from the mountainside, one could see a stretch of buildings. There were also herb gardens and training grounds, making it look like a small city. Chosen Elder. As soon as they arrived at the entrance of the sect, the dozen or so guards at the gate all greeted Hun Tianjiao. Hun Tianjiao was full of arrogance and strode in without even looking at the disciples. When they arrived at the Primordial Chaos sect, the women looked around curiously. When they reached the depths of the sect, Hun Tianjiao suddenly stopped and looked at Qin Feng indifferently. Further in is the inner area of the Primordial Chaos sect. Only inner and core disciples can enter, although I kindly accepted you into the Primordial Chaos sect. Considering that your spiritual roots are too weak, you can only be the odd-job disciples of the sect. If you have no objections, I'll arrange for you to stay. If you don't want to stay, you can leave at any time. Just as Qin Feng had guessed, Hun Tianjiao became hostile as soon as they arrived at the sect. Zhao Ling Xian and Su Ruo Ro's expressions were frosty. Before they could resist, Qin Feng had already said, "I have no objections, but Ling Xian and Su Ruo Ro will be heavily nurtured, right?" Hun Tianjiao's expression changed. She hadn't expected Qin Feng to agree so readily. "Don't worry, Su Ruo Ro and Ling Xian are my disciples. I've already accepted them as core disciples and will naturally focus on nurturing them." Qin Feng nodded. "Okay, then we'll all stay." Although she didn't understand what Qin Feng was thinking, Han Tianjiao couldn't be bothered to think too much about it. To her, Qin Feng was a tiny ant that wasn't even worth mentioning. If it wasn't for Su Ruo Ro and Zhao Ling Xian, Han Tianjiao probably wouldn't even bother talking to him. Su Ruo Ro and Zhao Ling Xian reluctantly followed Han Tianjiao into the inner area of the sect, while Qin Feng, Lin Bei, and Zhao Ling Xian stayed in the outer area. Soon, 2 disciples came to receive them. "Let me introduce myself. I'm an outer disciple, Hun Fei. You can call me Big Brother Fei. This is my little brother, Hun Li. Seeing that you're all new here, don't blame Big Brother Fei for not warning you. You have to be diligent and obedient here." The man called Hun Fei talked nonstop, and his gaze drifted back and forth between Lin Bei and Zhao Ling Xian. The 3 women were a bit unhappy being stared at, and they subconsciously moved closer to Qin Feng. "Take us to where we're staying," Qin Feng said calmly. Hun Fei and Hun Li froze. They'd received many new people, but this was the first time they'd seen someone as cold and arrogant as Qin Feng. Moreover, according to Elder Hun Tianjiao's arrangements, Qin Feng and the others were only odd job disciples. "Yo, you're quite arrogant, aren't you? I've seen many arrogant brats like you, but in the end, you still obediently call me Big Brother Fei and obediently stay in the Hun Yuan sect," Hun Fei threatened. However, Qin Feng acted as if he didn't hear him. "You have a suite here, right? I want to live with my 3 wives." Hun Fei and Hun Li froze again. They even suspected that there was something wrong with Qin Feng's head. "You stinking brat, in your dreams. You're just a mere odd job disciple. Do you think you're here on vacation?" Hun Li coldly stared at Qin Feng. "It's fine if you don't have a suite, but I still want to live in the same room with my 3 wives," Qin Feng said to himself. Hun Fei and Hun Li found it difficult to communicate with Qin Feng, and Hun Li prepared to fight. However, Hun Fei stopped him and said to Qin Feng, "Humph, let's see how long you can be arrogant. Follow me." The 2 of them took Qin Feng and the others to the residential area of the odd job disciples. The environment here was very ordinary. The room was only about 30 square meters, and there was a simple wooden bed and a wooden table. There were no other large items. After sending the 4 of them there, Hun Fei and Hun Li left. However, as soon as they walked out of the room, the 2 of them whispered to each other, "Big Brother Fei, that brat called Qin Feng is too arrogant. He didn't give you any face at all. Are we going to let him go just like that?" Hun Li looked fierce. Hun Fei smiled playfully and said, "Humph, that brat has already joined the Hun Yuan sect. There will be plenty of opportunities to deal with him in the future. Today is their first day joining the sect. It won't be good if they cause trouble." Hun Li originally thought that Big Brother Fei was going to let it go. Now that he understood what Big Brother Fei was thinking, Hun Li also revealed a smirk and said, "By the way, Big Brother Fei, that brat's 3 women are really beautiful." Big Brother Fei doesn't plan to. Hun Li didn't finish his words, but everyone could see the wretched look on his face. Hun Fei smiled even more wretchedly than him. "Don't you know Big Brother Fei's hobbies? Just wait and see. Big Brother Fei will make that brat's 3 women obediently climb into my bed." The 2 of them laughed and left. In a simple and crude small room, Qin Feng hugged the 3 women and sat on a wooden bed. The 3 women looked at the empty surroundings and felt somewhat disappointed. They used to live in a mansion in Hero City. This change happened too quickly. "Qin Feng, what should we do next?" Even the business queen, Han Ying, had no idea. She was completely unfamiliar with the divine supreme continent. Lin Bei and Hua Xiaojin also looked at Qin Feng in a daze. Right now, Qin Feng was their only hope. Everyone, don't worry. Actually, the current situation is within my expectations. At the end of the day, if Gentle Spirit Immortal goes to the intersect, she will obtain very good cultivation resources. This is actually a good thing. The three of you should also start cultivating faster. In this divine supreme continent, martial arts are respected. Everything depends on one's fists. Whatever Qin Feng said, the three women nodded repeatedly. They now completely listened to Qin Feng. Very quickly, everyone accepted their current situation. Han Ying and the other two girls were filled with fighting spirit. There was only one thought left in their minds, and that was to train like crazy. Only then would they not be a burden to Qin Feng, and they could even help Qin Feng. The four of them sat around the small wooden bed. Qin Feng took out many spirit stones and medicinal pills to help the three women break through. Lin Bei and Han Ying were both at stage 6 inner qi, while Hua Xiaojin was at stage 3. However, now that they were in the divine supreme continent, the dense spiritual energy here could nurture the existence of a mortal qi realm. After a night of cultivation with Qin Feng's help, the three women all stepped into the first stage of a mortal qi realm. Outside, the sun rose. The three women slowly opened their eyes and felt a huge change in their bodies. However, at this moment, the door was kicked open. Are you stupid pigs? It's already so bright, and you're still sleeping? Hurry up and come out to work. Hunley stood at the door with a fierce expression. His eyes quickly glanced at the bed. He thought he would see the beautiful view of the three women naked, but he was slightly disappointed. The three women's hearts burned with anger, but when they thought of their current situation, they could only suppress it. Qin Feng's eyes were cold. When he looked at Hunley, it was as if he was looking at a dead man. You go out first. We'll come out soon, Qin Feng said indifferently. Chapter 15:13. The four calmed themselves down and went outside. At this moment, there were many men and women standing in the open space. They were all servant disciples of Han Yuan's sect. Hun Li and Hun Fei were standing in front of the crowd. As an outer disciple, Hun Fei had a higher status than everyone else. His job was to manage the daily lives of the servant disciples. As for Hun Li, he was Hun Fei's dog. Usually, he relied on Hun Fei and became a big brother among the servant disciples. Seeing Qin Feng, Hun Fei said arrogantly, late on the first day of joining Han Yuan's sect, "You really don't know the rules." The three girls knew that Hun Fei was purposely looking for trouble with Qin Feng. They wanted to help Qin Feng, but were secretly stopped by Qin Feng. In Qin Feng's eyes, Hun Fei and Hun Li were just ants. Qin Feng couldn't be bothered with them. Hun Fei wanted to provoke Qin Feng and then reprimand him in front of everyone. However, Qin Feng didn't react at all. This made him feel helpless. Hun Fei glared at Qin Feng and then said to everyone, "I'll arrange today's tasks. The male disciples will follow Hun Li to Heaven Fox Mountain to collect spirit herbs. The female disciples will stay and clean the sect." After Hun Fei gave the order, the crowd dispersed and went to work. Lin Bei and the other two girls looked at Qin Feng reluctantly, but still went to clean with the other female disciples. Now that everyone was in a dangerous situation, they had to keep a low profile in Han Yuan's sect. As soon as the three girls left, Han Li came to Qin Feng and said playfully, "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and follow me to Heaven Fox Mountain." Qin Feng felt that Han Li's smile was a bit strange but didn't think too much about it. He left with the other male disciples. Not long after everyone left, Hun Fei had an evil smile on his face and swaggered over to Lin Bei and the other two girls. What do you want?" The three girls didn't have a good impression of Hun Fei. Seeing him walk over with a smile, they immediately became vigilant. Hun Fei scanned the three girls' voluptuous bodies and laughed. "Ha ha, don't be nervous. I won't eat you guys. I'll give you specific tasks. Follow me to the horse pen to shovel horse manure." The three girls raised their eyebrows. "What do they do that?" Han Ying realized that Hun Fei was purposefully messing with them, so she stood up and said, "Why are the three of us going to clean the horse manure?" Hun Fei said carelessly, "Why not you guys? You are new here, so of course you have to start from the hardest and most tiring work." Halfway through his sentence, Hun Fei suddenly changed the topic. "What? Why do you look so reluctant? If you really don't want to clean the horse manure, that's fine too. You can go to my room and clean it up for me." As Hun Fei spoke, he lustfully stared at the three women's bodies. Today, he wanted Hun Li to take Qin Feng away so that he could take liberties with the three women. No matter how stupid the three women were, they could still understand Hun Fei's intentions. Their faces immediately turned frosty with anger. "We already have a man. I'd advise you to stop dreaming." Han Ying refused without hesitation. The smile on Hun Fei's face disappeared. He felt very embarrassed after being rejected. "Humph, I wonder what the three of you are thinking. What's so good about that Qin brat? He's just an odd job disciple and has the same status as a slave. Why don't you follow me, and I promise to treat you well in the future." Lin Bei was so disgusted that she was about to vomit. Hua Xiaojin clenched her small fists in anger. In the end, it was Han Ying who spoke for the three women. "Don't talk nonsense. We won't betray Qin Feng even if we die." Seeing the three women's unyielding attitudes, Hun Fei's expression turned completely cold. "Huh, let's see how long you can hold on. You don't want to clean your elder's room? All right, then go and clean the horse manure." Han Ying said coldly, "Fine, I won't submit to you even if I have to clean horse manure." After the three women finished speaking, they turned and walked towards the horse pen. Hun Fei was so angry that he gnashed his teeth. After walking for a whole day, Qin Feng and the others arrived at the foot of Celestial Fox Mountain. This was a vast mountain range. There were many spirit herbs and spirit plants growing on the plains. Everyone's mission here was to gather spirit herbs for the inner sect disciples to cultivate with. There were more than 30 male disciples following them. Hun Li walked at the front like a big brother. He stopped on a flat ground and yelled, "This time we're going to gather spirit herbs at Celestial Fox Mountain for 3 days. Everyone has to gather at least 10 baskets of spirit herbs. If anyone is lazy and doesn't meet the standard, they won't be able to eat for 3 days after returning." The group of odd job disciples were clearly used to being suppressed. They didn't object to anything Hun Li said. Qin Feng didn't care about this mission. However, when he heard that they had to stay at Celestial Fox Mountain for 3 days, he was more or less worried about Lin Bei and the other two women. The group of odd job disciples had already spread out to gather spirit herbs. Hun Li smiled evilly and came to Qin Feng's side. "Qin brat, you new here. Your mission is a bit more important. You have to gather 30 baskets of spirit herbs. Otherwise, you won't be allowed to return to the sect." Qin Feng knew that Hun Li was looking for trouble. This person was only at the 3rd level of immortal qi. Qin Feng was completely confident that he could kill him. However, there were too many disciples watching nearby. It wasn't convenient for Qin Feng to make a move. Qin Feng didn't say anything about Hun Li's harsh requirements. He already joined the group of people who were gathering spirit herbs. Hun Li felt bored and didn't specifically look for trouble with Hun Li. "Little brother, did you offend Hun Fei and Hun Li?" A small voice suddenly sounded in his ear. The other party was clearly speaking in a low voice. Qin Feng looked over. There was a 25 or 26-year-old man squatting in the bushes beside him. He was looking at him carefully. "I didn't offend them. They were the ones who looked for trouble for no reason," Qin Feng said indifferently. "I'm Zhou Tian. I'm also a Hun Yuan sect odd job disciple. I advise you not to provoke those two scoundrels." Qin Feng had a good impression of him. "I'm Qin Feng. All right, let me ask you something. Do you usually come to Celestial Fox Mountain to gather spirit herbs for 3 days?" Zhou Tian immediately complained. "What do you mean by 3 days? Usually, we'll be done in 1 day. I don't know what's wrong with Hun Li today. He actually wants to stay on this barren mountain for 3 days and 3 nights. Qin Feng's expression became solemn. The reason why he asked this was because he suspected that Hun Fei and Hun Li were secretly playing tricks. Now, It seemed that Lin Bei and the other two girls were very likely to be in danger. Qin Feng didn't have the mood to gather spirit herbs here. He was about to rush back to the sect when he saw Hun Li walking over. "Qin, come with me to the top of the mountain to pick stargrass." "Why did you ask me to go? I don't want to pick it anymore. I want to go back to the sect now," Qin Feng said coldly. How could Hun Li let Qin Feng go back? He had already discussed with Hun Fei. They would trap Qin Feng in Celestial Fox Mountain for 3 days so that Hun Fei could take his 3 women. "You think you can go back just because you said so? What do you think the Hun Yuan sect is? Don't you know who you are? Listen to what I tell you to do. Otherwise, I'll ask Brother Fei to report to the elders and kick you out of the sect." Hun Li scolded fiercely. Qin Feng's stomach burned with anger. He almost killed this guy with a slap. However, thinking that there were many odd job disciples around, Qin Feng finally endured it. "Okay, I'll go with you to the top of the mountain." Qin Feng suddenly found an opportunity. Hun Li didn't know and thought that Qin Feng was scared by his words. He immediately put on an arrogant expression. "Humph, at least you know what's good for you. Listen to your elders' orders in the future. Otherwise, I'll teach you a lesson." Qin Feng didn't care about Hun Li's words. He thought that this brat was going to die soon, so he would let him show off for a while. The two of them went all the way to the top of Celestial Fox Mountain. The surrounding temperature plummeted, and the weather seemed to have changed. The mountain was covered in white snow that didn't melt all year round. Hun Li was wearing a thin robe and shivered as he walked on the road. "Hun, aren't you cold?" Hun Li looked at Qin Feng in surprise. Qin Feng wore even less than Hun Li, but he had an indifferent expression. "What's there to be cold about? Is your body weak?" Qin Feng subdued the 1,000-year ice crystal and suffocated. It would be strange if he felt cold. Hun Li's face darkened. He suddenly pointed to the top of the mountain in front of him and said, "I'll rest here for a while. You go up and pick the Star Junction grass. If you don't pick it, I'll teach you a lesson." Qin Feng didn't know that where the Star Junction grass appeared, fierce beasts would appear. Hun Li called him to the top of the mountain to pick the Star Junction grass because he wanted the fierce beasts to bite him to death. However, Qin Feng seemed to have changed into a different person. He stood motionlessly at the top of the mountain. "Fuck, are you deaf, brat? Your elder told you to go to the top of the mountain. Why aren't you going?" Hun Li cursed angrily. "I still have something important to do. I can't go to the top of the mountain for now," Qin Feng said seriously. Hun Li was stunned and asked subconsciously, "What is it?" Qin Feng's voice was colder than ice and snow. "To kill you." Hun Li jumped up and the veins on his forehead bulged. "Io, your grandpa. You want to kill your elder?" "Originally, your elder was prepared to trick you into going up the mountain to be bitten to death by fierce beasts. Now, it seems that it's easier to kill you with my own hands." Hun Li was really angry. He couldn't be bothered to put on an act in front of Qin Feng. He suddenly punched at Qin Feng and revealed the power of a Stage 3 immortal. Rumble. The sound of wind came from the snowy mountain. Qin Feng easily dodged Hun Li's attack. A crack appeared on the ground where he was standing. Many rocks and snowflakes flew into the sky. Hun Li was stunned. He stared and shouted, "Brat, you are hiding your strength. But even so, you will still die." Just as Hun Li shouted, the second punch came. This time, the pure white snow on the top of the mountain was blown up by the strong wind. Hun Li hid in the wind and snow and couldn't be seen clearly. However, a purple flame suddenly exploded. The wind and snow melted when it came into contact with the immortal fire. Rumble. The sound of an explosion came from the wind and snow. Hun Li's figure had just appeared when it was blown into pieces by the purple cloud immortal fire. Even at the moment of his death, he couldn't accept the fact that Qin Feng, whom he had treated as an ant, was able to instantly kill him. Readers, you can search for Blue Book Bar, and you'll be able to find this site immediately. Chapter 1514. The commotion at the peak of the Celestial Fox Mountain attracted the attention of the odd job disciples who were picking herbs at the foot of the mountain. However, no one thought that it was caused by the battle between Qin Feng and Hun Li. They thought it was an avalanche or the appearance of a fierce beast. After killing Hun Li, Qin Feng prepared to rush back to the Hunyuan sect. He already realized that Hun Fei was going to attack Lin Bei Bei and the other two. Roar, roar. Qin Feng had only run a few steps when a wild roar came from behind him. The moment he turned around, his expression changed drastically. A huge beast had appeared behind him out of nowhere. The huge beast was snow white and seemed to merge with the snowy mountain. It stood on two legs and waved its two front paws in the air. It looked like a snow fox, but its size was comparable to the two-headed werewolf king. Not good. Master, this is the rank 4 spirit beast, White Fox King. I'm afraid this mountain is its territory. It already sees Master as an intruder. Little Pig shouted anxiously. Qin Feng already realized how powerful this White Fox King was. Just standing in front of it, Qin Feng felt an intense pressure and a sense of death. Now that the formation passage to the Immortal Island was sealed, Qin Feng couldn't release the giant winged fire devil and the other beasts he subdued to fight. Roar, roar. The White Fox King roared angrily again. It felt like the entire mountain was shaking. Its gigantic figure suddenly moved forward, and with a stomp, the ground where Qin Feng had been standing was instantly crushed. Qin Feng stepped on his flying sword and flew into the air. He still felt some lingering fear. If he had been a moment later, he would have been flattened by the White Fox King. Little Pig, what realm is this White Fox King at? I feel like I'm no match for it all, Qin Feng complained. Actually, Qin Feng wasn't unfamiliar with spirit beasts. He had fused with a few spirit beasts himself. However, rank 4 spirit beasts were at most rank 7 in the Divine Continent. The White Fox King in front of him was clearly different. Little Pig quickly explained, Master, the same spirit beast in different realms will have different strengths. This is equivalent to the different realms of cultivators in different realms. As for this rank 4 White Fox King, it's also at rank 5 immortal energy. Qin Feng was speechless. He had just stepped into stage 3 immortal chi, so there was no way he could fight the White Fox King. Just as Qin Feng was about to leave on his flying sword, Little Pig continued to speak. Master, the White Fox King has been ranked as one of the 10 great savage beasts by the system. Also, we discovered the existence of Star Junction grass nearby. That's the best material for breaking through to the 4th stage of immortal energy. Qin Feng, who had just flown halfway, turned back. He had no choice but to bite the bullet and subdue the White Fox King. At this moment, the White Fox King was standing at the top of the snowy mountain and roaring angrily at the sky. It couldn't fly, so it was anxious to see Qin Feng floating around in the sky. Roar! Every roar of the White Fox King was like muffled thunder, and the white snow on the ground flew into the sky. Qin Feng did not land. With a thought, the troll Cannon Huang Zhong and Osla suddenly appeared. The moment Huang Zhong landed, he raised his hand and fired a cannon. The fireball hit the White Fox King's chest, causing it to retreat 3 steps before stabilizing its body. Roar! The cannon didn't hurt the White Fox King. At least, there were no wounds on its snow-white fur. However, the White Fox King was completely enraged. Its originally upright body suddenly fell to the ground, and like an agile cheetah, it charged at Huang Zhong. Rumble! This collision was like a speeding train, and Huang Zhong's expression instantly changed. However, at the crucial moment, Osla's huge body landed and blocked the White Fox King's fierce attack. Loud noises sounded everywhere, and the entire mountain shook violently. The mountain peak was like an avalanche. The white snow fell from the top of the mountain, and it was a spectacular sight. Oh no! An avalanche is happening on the Celestial Fox Mountain. The odd job disciples who were picking herbs at the top of the mountain were dumbfounded. Some of them had already thrown down their baskets and started to run for their lives. Hun Li and the new disciple are still on the mountain. Should we go and save them? A disciple asked. Hun Li is usually arrogant and arrogant. It's good that he's dead. Why do you want to save him? On the other hand, the new disciple is unlucky. His young life was wasted just like that. Everyone had long been dissatisfied with Hun Li. Now, no one was willing to go up the mountain to save him. Seeing the increasingly violent avalanche, the rest of the disciples also started to run. They didn't have the guts to go up the mountain to save Qin Feng. They could only say that the brat was unlucky. Rumble. Loud noises sounded continuously from the top of the celestial fox mountain. This avalanche was caused by the battle between Osla and the White Fox King. Qin Feng had seen Osla's strength before. Back then, it had whipped the stage 3 immortal disciple of the 8 trigrams mountain into 2 with a flick of its tail. However, now that it was engaged in a fierce battle with the White Fox King, Osla gradually fell into a disadvantage. Huang Zhong watched anxiously and had already fired cannons to help Osla. Both of them were on the level of a stage 4 immortal, but they could only temporarily block the White Fox King's ferocious attacks. Master, quickly try to subdue the White Fox King. This way, you can at least distract it. Little Pig shouted anxiously when he saw that Huang Zhong and Osla were at a disadvantage. Qin Feng didn't dare to relax. He stood on his flying sword and hovered in the air. A strange wave of energy rippled around him, and he quickly captured the White Fox King's thoughts. Roar, roar. When the two's telekinesis touched, the White Fox King roared as if it had gone mad. It stood on its hind legs again and clawed at the air with its front paws. Every time it waved its paws, it brought about a violent gust of wind. When it hit Osla, there was a loud noise. Qin Feng raised his eyebrows. He realized that the White Fox King was not only powerful, but its telekinesis was also much stronger than the ferocious beasts of the Divine Land. It was like a deep ocean. Qin Feng tried to explore it a few times, but he was blocked outside. Roar, roar. The White Fox King became more and more agitated. This meant that Qin Feng's telekinesis interference was somewhat effective. Osla and Huang Zhong didn't want to fight it head-on anymore. The two of them cooperated well. One fired from a distance, while the other controlled its movement. Arrow come. Up in the sky, Qin Feng roared. The cloud-piercing arrow fell from the sky and landed in Qin Feng's hand in an instant. Qin Feng pulled the heavenly eagle bow. When he let go, a pure white holy light fell to the ground like a meteor and landed on the White Fox King's body. Rumble. The arrow fell, and the White Fox King's huge body swayed a few times. Qin Feng roared again, and in a breath's time, the second arrow fell. Rumble. There was another explosion. The cloud-piercing arrow was so fast that the White Fox King couldn't dodge at all. Under the combination of cannons, flying arrows, and Osla's fierce attacks, the White Fox King's aura gradually weakened. Its telekinesis was also weakened. Finally, Qin Feng broke through its defense. This was Qin Feng's 5th attempt to subdue a ferocious beast. The process was simple and smooth. 20 minutes later, the peak of the heavenly Fox Mountain became quiet. The White Fox King's earth-shattering roar was no longer there. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for successfully subduing the White Fox King. The system rewards host Qin Feng 100,000 Hedonist points and 1-star Beast Interface lottery scroll. The system's notification sounded, signifying that Qin Feng had completely subdued the White Fox King. At this moment, the White Fox King's expression completely changed. It went from being fierce and ferocious to being naturally adorable. Master, look at the Star Beast Interface lottery scroll. Little Pig shouted excitedly. Qin Feng hurriedly entered the system. He had just become a rank 8 hedonist mortal not long ago, so he was able to access the Star Beast interface for free. Qin Feng knew very well how powerful the Star Beast interface was. Osla was a product of it. However, Osla was only an ordinary rank 1 Star Beast. Qin Feng couldn't imagine how ferocious a rank 9 Star Beast was. Little Pig, what level of Star Beast can I get from this lottery scroll? Qin Feng asked. This is a random lottery scroll. You could draw any Star Beast from the Star Beast interface. The level depends on Master's luck, Little Pig said excitedly. This time, even Qin Feng was excited. With a thought, the vast sea of stars in the Star Beast interface started to spin. It was as mysterious as the stars in Van Gogh's brush. Rumble. A muffled sound exploded in the sky. One of the stars shot out and landed at Qin Feng's feet. However, Qin Feng looked left and right for a while. Huh, where's the super beast I drew? Did the system trick me again? Little Pig grumbled. Master, when has the system ever cheated you? Isn't the beast you drew right under your feet? Qin Feng was so scared that he took 2 steps back. After squatting down, he finally found a small earthworm lying on the ground. It couldn't be called a small earthworm. Although it was the same size as an earthworm, it was shaped like a dinosaur. Instantly, Qin Feng's face darkened like the bottom of a pot. Fuck, you call this not a trick? Is this the super giant beast that I drew? Little Pig said happily, Master, you're ignorant. This is a rank 9-star beast, the destroyer hunting pincer. Its strength is beyond Master's imagination. Qin Feng rolled his eyes. Damn you, Pig. I can crush this thing with 1 foot. Don't insult my intelligence like this. At this moment, Qin Feng was very angry. This little guy actually dared to call himself a rank 9-star beast from the Star Beast realm? Was this a joke? Little Pig said seriously, Master, Little Pig never jokes. This really is a rank 9 astral beast of the astral beast realm. It's in its initial state, equivalent to a human infant. However, the hunting pincer skill is devour. It can devour everything in the world. It grows very quickly. When it's an infant, it'll be the size of Osla. Qin Feng realized Little Pig didn't seem to be joking. He looked at the little earthworm rolling on the ground again. No, it's the destroyer hunting pincer. Roar. Suddenly, the hunting pincer cried out, but it was a loud sound like a beating drum, giving Qin Feng a fright. Master, the hunting pincer is hungry. Feed it something to eat, Little Pig said. Qin Feng thought about it and took out 10 spirit stones. However, after looking at the size of the spirit stones and the hunting pincer's size, Qin Feng put away the 9 spirit stones. Can it eat this thing? Qin Feng asked. Friends who want to read books, you can search for Blue Book Bar, and you'll be able to find this site immediately. Chapter 15:15. Of course, the hunting turtles are omnivores. They eat everything, Little Pig said. Qin Feng threw the fist-sized spirit stone next to Lai Ao. He was a little worried that this little guy would choke to death because of his spirit stone. However, just as Qin Feng had this thought, the hunting turtles pounced on the spirit stone like a hungry wolf. Quangxi quangxi. Qin Feng didn't know what that sound was, but his expression changed drastically. He realized that the hunting turtles had finished eating the spirit stone in the blink of an eye. At this time, the hunting turtles was sitting on Qin Feng's shoes, looking up at him with a cute face. This time, Qin Feng could tell that this guy was not full at all without Little Pig's translation. The little guy has a big appetite. As Qin Feng sighed, he threw another 9 spirit stones next to his feet. It wasn't that Qin Feng was stingy, but he was afraid that if he gave too much, the little guy would be stuffed to death. This was a level 9 star beast. It would be a joke if it died from overeating. Quangxi quangxi. That strange sound rang out again, like the sound of teeth grinding, but also like the strange sound of stone being gnawed. When Qin Feng looked down, he was so shocked that he jumped high into the air. Holy shit, what the hell is this little guy? Where did it get so many spirit stones? The 9 spirit stones on the ground disappeared instantly. Qin Feng even suspected that he had never thrown them out. Little Pig said happily, Master, the hunting turtles are level 9 star beasts in the Star Beast realm. Its devouring ability is unimaginable. Now, Qin Feng finally started to take the hunting turtles seriously. With this glutton's devouring speed, it wouldn't take long for it to grow to the size of Osla. For the next half an hour, Qin Feng was a little crazy. He took out thousands of spirit stones in succession, and they were all eaten by the hunting turtles. However, the hunting turtles still looked like they were not full at all. They kept acting cute at Qin Feng. Qin Feng had no time to feed it. He simply threw the nearly 100,000 spirit stones he collected in the divine land into the system and let the hunting turtles eat as they pleased. With a thought, Qin Feng had already left the system. The White Fox King was squatting beside him, like an obedient and loyal dog protecting its owner. Qin Feng couldn't help but stroke its snow-white fur. He thought to himself, now that the Immortal Island is sealed and the Emerald Spirit Ring can't store living creatures. How am I going to take this white fox king away? Soon, Little Pig's voice sounded in his mind. Master, you can buy a star ring. Not only can a star ring store inanimate objects, but can also store living creatures. Qin Feng looked at the system's inventory and quickly found the star ring. According to the system's introduction, this was a storage ring made of special alien meteorite material. Not only could it store inanimate objects, but it could also store living things. There were a few different prices for star rings, and the prices varied greatly depending on the size of the storage space. Qin Feng chose a star ring worth 50,000 hedonist points, which could store a space the size of a city. Whoosh! With a thought, the huge white fox king disappeared from the top of the mountain and entered the star ring. After taking care of these matters, Qin Feng prepared to go back. However, Little Pig suddenly said, Master, there's Star March grass nearby. It won't be too late to go back after we finish picking it. Qin Feng had almost forgotten about this matter. He used the Emerald Spirit Ring's sensing ability and quickly found the Star March grass. It was a strand of strange-looking spiritual herb that grew on the precipitous cliff at the top of the Celestial Fox Mountain. Moreover, the Star March grass was hidden in the pure white snow, so it was very difficult for ordinary people to discover its existence. Qin Feng dug out the Star March grass and the soil it grew in. These spiritual herbs grew by relying on spiritual roots. If they were separated from the soil for too long, the spiritual qi in them would quickly dissipate. After obtaining the Star March grass, Qin Feng sat cross-legged at the top of the snowy mountain and began to refine pills on the spot. The Star March grass was the main ingredient of the Star March pill. The process of refining the Star March pill was not difficult. With Qin Feng's current alchemy skills, he quickly refined a cauldron of 8 Star March pills. The 8 fiery red pills rippled in Qin Feng's hand and emitted a strong pill fragrance. However, Qin Feng had some doubts. The Star March pill was the main pill for breaking through to stage 4 Immortal Qi, but the process of refining it was easier than the Immortal Cloud pill. The Immortal Cloud pill was only a pill for breaking through to stage 1 Immortal Qi, so its effects were obviously inferior to the Star March pill. Master, this is because your environment is different, Little Pig explained patiently. Little Pig patiently explained, the Immortal Cloud grass appeared on the Immortal Island. It is considered one of the spiritual herbs on the Immortal Island. However, on the Divine Supreme Continent, where the spiritual qi is abundant, the Immortal Cloud grass is just an ordinary weed. Precisely because the Divine Supreme Continent's spiritual qi is rich, the spiritual herbs here are stronger. That's why it's much easier to refine pills. To put it simply, the Immortal Cloud pill is a grade 7 immortal pill on the Immortal Island, but on the Divine Supreme Continent, it's only a grade 1 wonder pill. The sudden appearance of the Divine Supreme Continent had changed Qin Feng's understanding of many things. However, his ability to accept things was also very strong. He quickly gathered his thoughts and tried to use the Star March grass to break through. When a Star March pill entered his mouth, Qin Feng realized that this pill was many times stronger than the Immortal Cloud pill. The dense spiritual qi surged like the sea, rushing through his meridians. Rumble. Half an hour later, a dull sound came from Qin Feng's body. He had successfully broken through to stage 4 Immortal Qi. Stage 4 Immortal Qi was a watershed in the Immortal Qi realm. Once one reached stage 4, he could completely ignore the realms below stage 4. Qin Feng flew on his sword. When he was about to reach the sect, he saw the odd-job disciples who had escaped. Brother Zhou, why did you guys come back by yourselves? Qin Feng had already landed and walked to Zhou Tian's side. The odd-job disciples were stunned on the spot. When they saw Qin Feng, it was as if they had seen a ghost. Zhou Tian asked carefully, Brother Qin, are you a human or a ghost? Qin Feng pursed his lips and said, Of course I'm a human. What happened to you? That's great, Brother Qin, you're still alive. There was a huge avalanche on the Celestial Fox Mountain. Everyone thought you and Hunley died in the avalanche, so we ran back. Qin Feng understood. These people thought his fight with Hun Li was an avalanche. Zhou Tian suddenly looked around and asked in a hushed voice, "Brother Qin, where's Hun Li?" The others stared at Qin Feng. They only saw him return, but did not see Hun Li. Sigh. Hun Li died in the avalanche. Everyone, please help me prove it when you return to the sect. Qin Feng pretended to be disappointed. Everyone was shocked. They did not understand. Since Hun Li died in the avalanche, how did Qin Feng escape? But soon, no one cared about this question. Everyone was more concerned about the fact that Hun Li died. Usually, these odd-job disciples were bullied by Hun Li. Now that the villain died, everyone was cheering in their hearts. Qin Feng followed the crowd back to the Hunyuan sect. It was already late. Hun Fei stayed in his room all day. He was waiting for Lin Bei and the other two girls to come to his room to look for him. However, they did not come after a day. When Hun Fei walked out of his room and wandered around the outer sect area, he saw Qin Feng and the others returning. Huh? Didn't you guys go to the Celestial Fox Mountain to pick herbs with Hun Li? Why are you back so soon? Hun Fei asked coldly. No one dared to speak. Qin Feng walked to the front of the crowd and said, "When we were picking herbs, there was an avalanche, so everyone ran back." When Hun Fei saw Qin Feng, he was very unhappy. He looked around and frowned. "Where's Hun Li?" Hun Li died in the avalanche. Hun Fei was shocked. He even felt that this was a fantasy story. A level 3 immortal Qi cultivator would die in an avalanche? Bullshit. Even you guys can escape from the avalanche. How can Hun Li be crushed to death by the snow? What happened? Hun Fei suddenly roared, scaring the odd-job disciples into shivering. Qin Feng said indifferently, "I don't know how Hun Li died. He was at the top of the Celestial Fox Mountain. Maybe he met a fierce beast and was bitten to death." Qin Feng had already thought of an excuse. Although Hun Fei had his suspicions, he could not find any fault with Qin Feng. Plus, in Hun Fei's eyes, Qin Feng was an ant that didn't cultivate. He would never think that Qin Feng killed Hun Li. What a bunch of trash. Since Hun Li died, you guys should have brought his body back. What's the point of running back? Hun Fei was very angry. He wasn't really sad about Hun Li's death. It was just that he had lost his lackeys. Hun Fei scolded everyone again. In the end, he could only leave angrily. When the crowd dispersed, Qin Feng hurried back to the house to find Lin Bei and the other two girls. However, they were not in the house. After asking around, Qin Feng found out that the three girls went to the stable, so he rushed over. The Hunyuan sect stable area was huge, and there were thousands of horses tamed there. Qin Feng took a long time to see the three of them. Bei, why are you shoveling horse dung? Qin Feng's expression was cold. He worked so hard to break through because he wanted to give the women a comfortable life. How could he see Lin Bei and the others doing such dirty and tiring work? The three girls were sweating profusely. Their clothes were sticking to their bodies. Their little faces were also covered in dirt. When they saw Qin Feng, they ran over with grievances. "Qin Feng, are you okay? Hun Fei and Hun Li are messing with us." Qin Feng already knew the situation. He pulled the three girls out of the stable. "Did Hun Fei tell you to shovel horse dung? He didn't do anything excessive to you, did he?" The three girls shook their heads. Han Ying said, "Hun Fei wanted us to clean his room, but we would rather shovel horse dung than go." Qin Feng's eyes were spitting fire. He turned and left. Han Ying quickly pulled him back and said, "Qin Feng, don't go find Hun Fei. He's powerful and has a high status. Let's just endure it." Lin Bei and Hua Xiaojun also looked at him worriedly. "Actually, shoveling horse dung is nothing. As long as you're okay, it's fine." Qin Feng understood what the three girls were thinking, but he was determined to teach Hun Fei a lesson. Chapter 15-16. Seeing Qin Feng's determined attitude, the three women didn't try to persuade him. At this moment, Qin Feng carried a bucket of horse dung, confusing the three women. "Young Master Qin, what are you doing?" Hua Xiaojun grabbed Qin Feng's arm and asked. Qin Feng smiled mysteriously at her. "Don't worry, I'll open your eyes later." The three women couldn't guess Qin Feng's intentions, so they could only follow him back. However, when they reached their destination, the three women realized that Qin Feng wasn't going back to his room, but to Hun Fei's residence. Hee, what are the three of you doing here? Did you clean all the horse dung? Did you suddenly change your mind and want to clean my room? Hun Fei was about to go out to eat when he saw the three women. He revealed a vulgar smile, thinking that the three women would submit to him so quickly. However, he quickly saw Qin Feng standing next to the three women. This guy was carrying a bucket of dung. Damn, why are you carrying a bucket of dung, you idiot? Are you going to eat dinner tonight? The stench of horse dung filled the air. Hun Fei covered his nose with a disgusted expression. A cold smile appeared on Qin Feng's face as he said indifferently, "You're right. This bucket of dung is the dinner I prepared for you." Everyone was dumbfounded when they heard this. Lin Bei and the other two women finally understood why Qin Feng brought horse dung to Hun Fei. However, the three women were filled with worry. They weren't sure if Qin Feng could beat Hun Fei. Damn you, I think you're courting death. Hun Fei came back to his senses and gritted his teeth. He suddenly threw a punch. The three women screamed in fear. However, they saw Qin Feng throw away the bucket of dung and nimbly dodge Hun Fei's punch. Hun Fei's expression changed greatly after missing his attack. He had always thought of Qin Feng as an ant that hadn't cultivated. How could trash like this dodge his attack? You're hiding your strength? Oomph. I want to see how capable you are. Hun Fei was completely infuriated and threw another punch. This time, he didn't hold back at all. The air in front of him was bombarded with a piercing sound, as if a hurricane had suddenly blown up. Dust flew everywhere, blocking the vision of the three women. They anxiously yelled Qin Feng's name, afraid that something would happen to him. The sound of fists exploded in his ears, followed by a series of screams. Soon, the three women came back to their senses. That cry wasn't from Qin Feng. You dare to bully my Qin Feng's woman? You must be tired of living. If you don't eat that bucket of horse manure tonight, I'll beat you up so badly that even your mother won't be able to recognize you. Qin Feng's angry roar was mixed in with the sound of his fists. His voice was like that of a mad lion, and every roar shook the hearts of the three women. Bang, bang, bang. Qin Feng's lightning tiger flying sword fist was unstoppable. Even though they were both at the fourth level of immortal energy, Hun Fei didn't even have the chance to retaliate. In less than a minute, Hun Fei was beaten black and blue. His head was twice the size of a pig's head. The commotion caused by the battle was so intense that it attracted the attention of many disciples who were passing by. Because it was the outer sect area of the Hunyuan sect, the people who came here were all servant disciples and outer sect disciples. Are there people fighting? Who is that young man? With such a ferocious attack, it is clear that he has stepped into the fourth stage of the immortal Qi realm. Isn't he the new servant disciple, Qin Feng? This guy is really ruthless. He dared to fight on his second day here. If Hun Fei finds out about this, he will definitely be in trouble. That's not right. Who is the guy that Qin Feng beat up? Why does it sound like Hun Fei? Hun Fei's appearance had already changed. No one could recognize him from his appearance. However, his voice didn't change, which made everyone suspicious. After fighting for a full 5 minutes, Qin Feng stopped. At this moment, Hun Fei was covered in blood. He was rolling on the ground and screaming in pain like a stray dog. Qin Feng acted as if he didn't see the onlookers. He swaggered over with the bucket of horse manure. What is that kid carrying? It stinks. That's horse manure, right? Why is he carrying horse manure? Fuck, did he pour the horse dung on that person's body? How did that guy offend Qin Feng? The crowd was in a heated discussion. They were completely shocked by Qin Feng's actions. Lin Bei and the other two women's eyes widened. They quickly realized one thing. Even though this was the divine continent, Qin Feng was still brave and domineering. After the bucket of horse manure was scattered, the stench was overwhelming. Hun Fei didn't dare to scream anymore. Every time he opened his mouth, horse manure would fall into it. The stench almost made him faint. Qin Feng stood to the side and looked at him coldly. Hun Fei, today is a small lesson for you. In the future, if you dare to offend my 3 wives again, I will make you disappear from the divine continent forever, from beginning to end. Qin Feng's domineering aura completely overturned his low-key, new servant-disciple image in everyone's hearts. Suddenly, there was an exclamation from the crowd. Some people realized the important information in Qin Feng's words. That person who was beaten up is Brother Fei. It really looks like Brother Fei. He's wearing an outer disciple's uniform, and this is Brother Fei's residence. Crazy, crazy. That servant disciple dared to hit Brother Fei, and he even poured horse manure on Brother Fei. Everyone looked as if they had seen a ghost. They were stunned on the spot for a long time. Qin Feng didn't care about this at all. He had already left with the 3 women. He didn't want to stay here and smell the horse manure. Just as the 4 of them returned to their residence, a figure jumped out from behind them. Qin Feng recognized the person as the servant disciple Zhou Tian. He let the 3 women return to their rooms first. "Brother Zhou, what's the matter?" Qin Feng smiled. Zhou Tian was still in a daze. He saw with his own eyes the scene of Qin Feng beating up Han Fei. At that time, Qin Feng's face was as cold as frost. He looked like the grim reaper from hell. Now, he looked at Qin Feng's innocent and sunny smile. Was he even human? Big brother Qin. Zhou Tian's way of addressing Qin Feng changed. "You, how did you offend Han Fei? You'll definitely be in trouble in the future." Zhou Tian reminded Qin Feng not to offend Han Li back at Celestial Fox Mountain. Now, he came to remind Qin Feng to be careful of Han Fei. Qin Feng had a good impression of him. "Don't worry, Brother Zhou. Han Fei can't beat me," Qin Feng said casually. Zhou Tian sneakily looked around. Seeing that there was no one around, he pulled Qin Feng to a hidden place at the back of the house. "Big Brother Qin, you underestimate Han Fei's power. He's only at stage 4 immortal energy, which isn't considered very powerful among the outer sect disciples. However, Han Fei relied on his cousin, Han Zhun, to get to the position of big brother among the outer sect disciples." Qin Feng frowned and asked, "Is Han Zhun very powerful?" Zhou Tian guessed that Qin Feng didn't know Han Zhun. Otherwise, he wouldn't have dared to offend Han Fei. Han Zhun is one of the Han Yuan sect's core disciples. It's said that he reached stage 6 immortal energy at the age of 30. Now that big brother Qin offended Han Fei, he'll definitely report this to his cousin. Qin Feng started to worry. He'd just reached stage 4 immortal energy, so he clearly wasn't Han Zhun's match. Qin Feng even started to plan his escape. He planned to take Lin Bei and the other 2 girls away from the Han Yuan sect. As for Su Ruoro and Zhao Ling Xian, they were Han Tian Jiao's core disciples, so Han Zhun wouldn't dare to do anything to them. Moreover, Han Tian Jiao didn't mention the relationship between the 2 girls and Qin Feng when they entered the sect, so Han Fei probably didn't know about this. Everything happened so suddenly. Qin Feng immediately said goodbye to Zhou Tian and returned to his house to pack his things. After rushing through the night, the 4 of them arrived at the Celestial Fox Mountain. Qin Feng wasn't familiar with the Divine Supreme Continent, so he only knew a little about the Celestial Fox Mountain. The 3 girls didn't say much along the way. When they saw Qin Feng stop, Han Ying couldn't help but ask, "Qin Feng, what happened?" Qin Feng said with a serious expression, "Han Fei has a cousin who's reached stage 6 immortal energy. That guy wants to cause trouble for us." The 3 girls became nervous. Although they didn't know Qin Feng's exact strength, they could tell from the current situation that Qin Feng wasn't a match for Han Fei's cousin. Seeing that Lin Bei and the other 2 women had a lot on their minds, Qin Feng comforted them. "Don't worry, I'm not far from the 6th layer of celestial energy. This time, I came out to train hard. When I step into the 6th layer of celestial energy, I'll personally kill Han Fei and Han Zhun." Han Ying and the other 2 girls listened to Qin Feng's arrangements, so the 4 of them settled down on the Celestial Fox Mountain. 3 days passed, but nothing happened. Just when Qin Feng let out a sigh of relief, a black-clothed man in his early 30s came to the Celestial Fox Mountain. "Qin brat, how dare you humiliate my cousin, Han Fei? I'll take your life today." The black-clothed man was Han Zhun. He clearly saw Qin Feng's portrait at Han Fei's place, so he recognized Qin Feng immediately. Qin Feng realized that he couldn't avoid this, so he said to the three girls behind him, "Ying, you guys go first." The further the better. The three girls were afraid. They had followed Qin Feng for so long and had an indescribable rapport with him. In the past, when they were chased by enemies, Qin Feng only told them to stand a bit further away to avoid being accidentally injured. This time, Qin Feng told them to run as far away as possible. This meant that Qin Feng had no confidence in this battle. "Qin Feng, I'm not leaving. If I die with you." Han Ying's expression was resolute. Lin Bei and Hua Xiaojin also shook their heads with all their might, indicating that they didn't want to leave. Han Zhen, who carried a large knife and stood opposite them, laughed loudly. "Huh? Do you think it's up to you to decide whether to leave or not? With me here, no one can escape." Qin Feng was burning with anxiety. His trump cards were Cannon Huang Zhong and Asla. In addition, he subdued the rank 4 Spirit Beast White Fox King not long ago. However, even if these 3 trump cards were added together, they might not be able to defeat Han Zhen, who was at stage 6 immortal energy. Qin Feng couldn't let the 3 girls throw a tantrum. Suddenly, a turbulent flow of air shot out from his body, pushing the 3 girls to an empty space 100 meters away. Seeing this, Han Zhen wasn't anxious at all. He had long since seen through Qin Feng's realm. Qin Feng was merely at stage for immortal energy. He was completely confident that he could kill Qin Feng and then capture Lin Bei and the others. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.